after attempted play last night, only to be shut down and cut short by the rain. It's a beautiful night for baseball, and the good weather is here to stay. 78 degrees, a slight wind, and not a cloud in the sky, as the Harbor Hawks welcome in the first place East Division Chatham Anglers, who look to get themselves back on a little bit of a winning track. Chatham tied 1-1 against the Red Sox last night, but aside from that, they've lost their last 3 of 4. The 3 losses, and the tie last night, 1-1 out at Red Wilson Field. And the Anglers looking for a big response against Hyannis, who, of course, sits at the bottom of the West Division as of right now. For the Harbor Hawks, they got rained out with 2 away in the top of the 3rd inning against Orleans. Both Connor Ash for the Harbor Hawks and Jared Schuster for the Firebirds were looking really, really solid, both throwing the ball exceptionally well after Hyannis beat Orleans 2-0 out at Eldridge Park 2 nights ago. So Hyannis back and ready to play some baseball, and they're going to send out the right-hander Glenn Albanese out of the University of Louisville. Glenn set to make his 4th appearance, 2nd start for Hyannis in 2019. He'll go up against right-hander Colby Kubicek out of Texas, and he has been absolute dynamite for Chatham. Kubicek making his 6th appearance, his 5th start, and he comes off an outing where he went 5 innings, 2 earned runs, a walk, and 8 strikeouts. That was a season high. So Albanese and Kubicek on the mound, set to go at it at 6 p.m. with the Harbor Hawks and Anglers set to take play on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Hi, everybody. Welcome into McKeon Park. Lyle Goldstein, Brendan Howe here with you. And thank you so much for joining us on this gorgeous Saturday evening. Brendan, last night, play didn't officially count. Harbor Hawks got just under 2.5 innings in. Like we were just saying, Connor Ash, Jared Schuster for Orleans were both throwing the ball really, really well. It looked like we were going to be in for another pitcher's duel, more the same as 2 nights ago out at Eldridge Park. But things just kind of cut short due to the rain.
Yeah, really unfortunate for both starters in that game. Jared Schuster for the Firebirds was throwing well as Connor Ash on the hill for Hyannis, as we just touched upon. But for tonight, Glenn Albanese out of Louisville is going to have to really, really do some damage to this Chatham lineup. They're first place for a reason. They're a great ball club coming into McKeon Park tonight. And we're at the point in the season now where you have to pull out all the stops if you're Hyannis to try and go get some wins and make a climb back out of the Western Division toward the playoffs.
Chatham sits at 15-11-2 in 2019, but once again, have not won a contest in their last 4 tries. However, to stop the streak, they got the right guy on the mound to try and go for it. Colby Kubicek, right-hander out of Texas. His numbers on the season have been absolutely dazzling. 20 innings pitched. He's got a 1.35 ERA with 7 walks and 21 strikeouts. And Brendan, this guy is about as good as it gets for the Chatham starting pitching. Now, they've had a lot of guys that have really chipped in and thrown some quality innings for Tom Holliday's squad this year. But Kubicek, he has really, really made some teams look foolish. And tonight, he looks to do more of the same.
Absolutely, he does. And he's already seen Hyannis once and knows how to beat him. It came right here at McKeon Park back on opening night. He went 3 innings in that game, gave up 2 runs. So he knows how to shut down this Hyannis lineup. But some new faces in the lineup. He hasn't seen Jordan Westberg yet. So we'll see how this lineup stacks up against him tonight.
Hyannis and Chatham set to take play in just a couple of minutes. One final time. Yesterday's play not official up at here at McKeon Park. With 2 outs in the top of the 3rd, things were called due to rain. The players and coaches tried to get the field ready with a bunch of diamond dry, but more rain coming down ultimately called things off. And one more time for Chatham yesterday, a 1-1 tie against the YD Red Sox out at Red Wilson Field. That one lasted 2 hours and 17 minutes. The only Chatham run coming on an RBI from Caden Polkovich on what was a single to right field. And that plated Ben Ramirez to tie things at 1 in the 8th, but nobody could push across anything further, and they ended up drawing for Chatham's 2nd tie of the season. Tonight, however, Chatham looks to get themselves back on track. Hyannis looks to keep their winning ways and quality pitching up. We'll have lineups and first pitch on the other side of the break. Hyannis and Chatham set to go at it in just a couple minutes on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Back from McKeon Park in Hyannis, first pitch just moments away from getting underway, and what'll be the third of 4 matchups on the season, and the final one at McKeon Park between Chatham and Hyannis. These two played on opening night. The Anglers edged out a 5-4 victory, which was taking place in extra innings. The Anglers scoring in the top of the 10th to ultimately grab the decision. But Glenn Albanese, who toes the slab tonight for Hyannis, 4th appearance, 2nd start of the summer, looks to change the course. He's set to face a Chatham lineup that'll go like this. Caden Polkovich, the switch-hitting third baseman, leading off. He'll be followed by Cooper Davis, Ben Ramirez, Jamal O'Gwyn out of USC in the cleanup spot. And hitting behind him, Alex Terrell, Cade Cabanis, and the final third, Colin Hall, Keaton Rice, and Anthony Villar. Hyannis catcher Adam Hackenberg throws down to second base. Ball's given back to Albanese behind the mound, and things are just about set to go. So Polkovich making his way into the left side of the box. And once again, after rain delayed things and ultimately called things last night, no sign of it here on this Saturday evening. First pitch from Albanese down low, and we're underway. 6 o'clock the first pitch time from McKeon Park. It's 78 degrees and a slight breeze going out toward right center. So the right-hander Albanese gets the sign, fires home the next offering, fastball away. Glenn Albanese, 6'6", 220 pounds, hails from the University of Louisville and grew up in Batavia, Illinois. 2-0, swinging a ground ball right side, off the glove of Ian Fair on the backhand, picks it up quickly, and no flip to first. Polkovich will beat it out. So Polkovich stands at first with the first base runner of the evening. An infield single puts the Northwest Florida product aboard for Cooper Davis. So Davis, the left-handed hitting Vanderbilt Commodore, will step into the box. Hyannis defense behind Albanese tonight. Left to right in the outfield, Trevor Hauver, Rowdy Jordan, Rigsby Mosley. And the same way around the infield, Jared DeSantolo, Jordan Westberg, Anthony Servideo, and Ian Fair. Albanese works to the stretch, fires back to first. No tag applied, and Polkovich is back safely. So Albanese, Illinois kid, just finished his first season of play at the University of Louisville. His first season getting action on the mound. As he peeks at the runner, now comes home out of the stretch, dropping down a bunt. The hitter, Cooper Davis, throw down to second in time for run, relay back to first, and no double play there, but beating it out down the line, Cooper Davis for a 2-6 fielder's choice to erase the base runner, Caden Polkovich.
Well, a good heads-up play by Hackenberg, popping up out of the crouch and having the presence of mind to go to second to get the lead runner. Westberg doing a nice job sliding over to cover the bag, but the speed of Cooper Davis making it impossible for a double play.
Ben Ramirez, the left-handed hitting shortstop from USC, will now dig in. He's got a tall stance inside the box, standing straight up, that back elbow bent back toward Adam Hackenberg. First pitch, swinging a foul back. Ramirez 1 for 4 last night with a run scored. Once again, he was the one man to step on the plate, and it was via the Caden Polkovich RBI single that gave Chatham their 1 run against the Whitey Red Sox in that draw out at Red Wilson Field. Albanese checks the runner at first. Now it's Cooper Davis as he's traded places with Polkovich, as Albanese will throw over, back safely standing up the runner Davis. So for Albanese, 4-pitch guy. He's got a fastball, sits in the low 90s. We'll also mix in a changeup, curveball, and slider. The lengthy righty will come set right below the belt. Wind blowing off his back. The stretch in the 0-1. Down low, Hackenberg keeps it in front. It's 1-1. The Anglers tonight playing their 29th game of the summer. One more time, they're 15-11-2 in 2019. For Hyannis, they're in their 27th game. They sit at 6-19-1, and they just picked up that 6th win 2 nights ago on a 2-0 victory over the Orleans Firebirds. Albanese ready, the 1-1. Line drive out to center field, fairly deep. Jordan chasing back. It's way over his head, and it's going to one-hop the wall. Ramirez thinking too, getting the wave around from third. Cooper Davis relay way out in the outfield, and no play at the plate. Davis scores all the way from first, and it's an RBI double for Ben Ramirez, his 10th of the summer. 10th run batted in as he shoots one to deep center. Rowdy Jordan broke a bit late, started to backtrack quickly, realized it was well over his head as it one-hopped the wall. And Cooper Davis, who got a good jump right away, was cruising all the way from first, had the burners on going around third, and stepped on the plate with no play. So just like that, it's 1-0 Anglers. Ramirez stands at second, and now another Trojan coming to the plate. This will be Jamal O'Gwyn, the right-handed hitting designated hitter. Albanise's first offering, breaking ball low and away. So O'Gwyn looking to trade places with his college teammate and summer ball teammate Ben Ramirez, who stands at second, fresh off picking up his 10th RBI of the summer. Albanese gives the runner a look, comes home. Fastball called strike on the outside corner. So Chatham, a team who can sure hit the long ball. 19 on the summer as a ball club. That ranks third on the Cape. Already has a run across on the top of the first. And O'Gwyn a power threat himself. 1-1. Breaking ball misses high and outside. The count goes 2-1 to the USC Trojan. Now, O'Gwyn's been sitting at 3 home runs for quite some time. He was up atop the Cape League in a lot of offensive categories through about the first third of the season. He still put together a nice campaign. 291 his average sits. 2-1. Check swing, but called a strike with the pitch on a fastball. It's 2-2. And additionally, the Anglers can score a good amount of runs as well. They rank 4th in the league in runs scored. 124 coming into tonight, now make it 125. O'Gwyn, much like Ramirez, a very tall stance in the box, except from the right side. His back shoulder bent back toward Hackenberg. The Cardinal Albanese ready, the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Albanese records his first punch out of the night as he fans O'Gwyn for the second out of the inning.
And a good bounce back from Albanese that time, using his fastball in the outer part of the plate to fan O'Gwyn. A very tough hitter, but a good bounce back off the RBI double from Ben Ramirez.
So now the hitter, Alex Terrell. And the power threat does not go away for Albanese here. Terrell, 24 long balls in his season at Miami. As Albanese will fire home, breaking ball down low, and it's 1-0. Ramirez getting a lead off of second. Jordan Westberg, the Hyannis shortstop, playing way to his left, right behind Ramirez, shaded up the middle. Albanese gives one look back the other way. Now the 1-0. Fastball called strike on the outside corner. Terrell tied for 6th in the nation in home runs in 2019. 24 to go along with 67 runs batted in. He's wiggling his bat above his back shoulder from the left side of the plate. 1-1 from Albanese. Breaking ball hits the bottom of the zone. It's 1-2. For Terrell, it's been a tough go of it at times on the Cape. Comes into the day hitting 175. 1 home run, although that long ball did come against Hyannis. That was back at Veterans Field in the second game of 4 between these two, where Chatham won 6-1. 1-2. Swing and a miss at the top of the zone, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for the right-hander Albanese. Fans O'Gwyn and now Terrell to end the top of the first. But a Ben Ramirez RBI double puts the Anglers ahead 1-0 through half a frame of play. For Chatham in the inning, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on. We'll go to the bottom of the first when we come back on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Bottom of the first, just moments away from getting underway from McKeon Park as the right-hander Colby Kubicek's getting loose on the mound, throwing to his catcher Keaton Rice. As Hyannis is set to bring their top of the order to the plate in the bottom of the first inning. Their lineup tonight for Chad Gassman's squad looks like this. Jordan Westberg leading off, followed by Rigsby Mosley, Trevor Hauver in the 3-hole with Hunter Goodman doing the cleanup duties. Jared DeSantalo hitting 5th, Ian Fair in the 6th spot, followed by Rowdy Jordan, Anthony Servideo, and Adam Hackenberg. So Westberg's going to dig into the right side of the box. The righty Kubicek, 6 foot, 170 pounds even. Hails from Bryan, Texas, and attended Bryan High School. He gets the sign, rocks and fires the first pitch. It's a fastball for a called strike. Kubicek, a 4-pitch arsenal. He's got a fastball, curveball, slider, and a change that he'll mix in. Westberg, the 0-1 count. Kubicek fires home. Fastball low. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. One more time for Kubicek on the summer. 20 innings pitched, a 1.35 ERA with 7 walks, 21 punchouts. 1-1, fastball up high. Count will run to 2-1 to the Mississippi State Bulldog Westberg. So Kubicek not wasting much time up on the mound. As the 6-foot product set to deal to the 6'3 Westberg as he swings and fouls one to the left side foul. 2-2 the count. Nobody away. The wind's still blowing out toward right center field, so a bit of a jet stream so far tonight at McKeon Park. And Westberg, a guy who comes into the day with 3 home runs, 2 have been the opposite way. Kubicek gets the sign from Rice. Deals the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. In and out of the glove of Rice. Westberg's going to run down to first, but Rice makes an outside throw to Alex Terrell, and that'll complete the strikeout. So Westberg gone. Already 1 punch out for the right-hander Kubicek, and that'll bring up Rigsby Mosley.
Well, just getting the better of Westberg there. He went down to see if Westberg would offer at it. He did. The catcher, Rice, makes a nice recovery behind the plate to get the out at first.
So Mosley now the hitter. He went 0 for 4 against Orleans the other night as he swings away, grounds one to the right side, right at Terrell, moving to his right, flips to Kubicek, covering the mound, steps on the pillow, 2 away. So in the blink of an eye, the Texas Longhorns set down the first 2 Harbor Hawk hitters. That'll bring up Trevor Hauver. The Chatham defense tonight, left to right in the outfield, Colin Hall, Cooper Davis, and Cade Cabanis. And from left to right in the infield, Caden Polkovich, Ben Ramirez, Anthony Villar, and Alex Terrell. The Bradley product, Keaton Rice behind the plate, and one more time, the righty Kubicek completing the battery on the mound. First pitch to Hauver. Fastball misses low. It's 1-0. So Chatham as a pitching staff has been really stellar throughout the entirety of the summer. A 3.67 team ERA. 1-0. Fastball called strike on the inside corner. That team ERA ranks 3rd on the Cape. Their first in strikeouts. Came into the day with 262. Now you can uptick it 1 to 263 after the Westberg punch out. Kubicek gets the sign from Keaton Rice, fires home, misses away, 2 balls, 1 strike. For Kubicek on the season, he's got 22 punch-outs after K-ing Jordan Westberg. Now he's ready with a 2-1 to Hauver. Fastball paints the outside corner, it's 2-2. So Kubicek's made quick work thus far. Hunter Goodman awaits on deck if we get there, but Hauver, who comes into the day hitting .219, looking to get Hyannis started on offense. Here comes the 2-2. Misses away, 3 balls, 2 strikes. So Hauver will step out of the box to adjust the batting gloves. It's 1-0 Chatham in the bottom of the first inning. Infield back, outfield straight away. 3-2. Ground ball left side, right at the shortstop Ramirez. Fields cleanly, comes up, throws across, inning over. 1-2-3 goes Hyannis in the bottom of the first inning. And with no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on, the score remains Chatham 1, Harbor Hawks nothing. We'll go to the top of the second when we come back on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. We go to the top of the second from McKeon Park in Hyannis with the right-hander Glenn Albanese back on the mound for the Harbor Hawks. He'll face the 6, 7, and 8 of Cade Cabanis, Colin Hall, and Keaton Rice. All lefties set to come to the plate. As Cade Cabanis, the right fielder from Oklahoma State, digs into that left side of the box with the righty Albanese in the windup. Here comes the first pitch. Swinging a ground ball at the first baseman fair, but it trickles foul to our right of the bag. For Tom Holliday's squad tonight, they have 7 natural lefties in the lineup, the final 5 all hitting from the left side. Caden Polkovich, a switch hitter. So while Albanese continues to stay in the game, all but Jamal O'Gwyn will be hitting from the left side for Chatham. Albanese is ready with the 1-0. Fastball misses low. The count moves to 1 ball, 1 strike. Now for Albanese, didn't have a whole ton of work in his 2019 campaign, just 9 2/3 innings pitched. Comes home with the 1-1. Swing and a miss from the hitter, Cade Cabanis, and it'll move to 1-2. 2 starts in those 9 2/3 and 8 appearances in total, where he went 1-1 with a 3.72 ERA. He walked 3, he punched out 10. Now he's ready, 1-2. Off speed, misses high. The count will level, 2 balls and 2 strikes. A beautiful day for McKeon Park. Wind still blowing, not a cloud in the sky, as Albanese is ready with the 2-2 offering. Line drive left side, that's going to drop into left field, a base hit. Cabanis hits the bag at first, he'll stop right there, and he picks up the 3rd Anglers hit of the night. With nobody down and 1 on, it'll bring up the former Harbor Hawk, Colin Hall. So Hall making his first plate appearance tonight. As he waits outside the left side of the box, looking down the third base line for a signal. Now he gets it. Hall comes into the day hitting 193. He's sporting some sunglasses inside the box, just below that blue helmet for Chatham, who's in their road blue uniforms with the white lettering, red numbering. Pitch from Albanese, fastball called strike. Or rather, red numbering on the front, white lettering on the back with the red trim. They wear the gray pants with the blue stripe, as well as blue helmets with the red A up on the top. For Hyannis, in their home whites, the blue pinstripes on the pants, blue belts, orange lettering and numbering, blue hats with the orange H up on top of the caps. A 1 from Albanese. Fastball misses just away. That comes in at 90 miles an hour, and it's 1-1. So there were not many freshmen on last year's Harbor Hawk team. Trevor Hauver, of course, one of them. He's the main returner for the Hyannis squad in 2019. Mitch McIntyre was a freshman last summer, although he only appeared in Hyannis at the end of the summer, about the last week of play. Ready with the offering to Hall. Good bite on a breaking ball, hits the zone. And the count moves to 1-2. But for Hall, he played just 14 games with Hyannis. That was all to start the season in 2018. He hit just 167 with 2 RBIs. Now he's flipped uniforms for 2019. Albanese throws over to first, back with a head-first dive, Cade Cabanis. And Hall still looking to get it going in his second try on Cape Cod. Hasn't hit a home run, driven in just 3. Last night he was 0 for 1. Collins stands at 5'11", 190 pounds as he rests the bat on his shoulder, now brings it just above. 1-2, fastball high. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. So for Albanese, who's making his second start in 2019 for Hyannis, his 4th appearance, and he's came into the day throwing 6 2/3 innings. Comes set, ready with the 2-2. Down low, and the count runs to 3 balls, 2 strikes. Albanese has yet to walk anybody here in tonight's contest. He's walked 3 on the summer. He's punched out 7. So Albanese, a guy who threw just 9 2/3 innings at Louisville. Creeping and creeping up on that total here in just 4 appearances so far on Cape Cod. We'll see how long he goes tonight. 3-2. Up high with a breaking ball, and he loses Hall. First walk of the day issued. Cabanis will move over to second. Hall runs up to first, and there's runners on first and second with nobody out for Keaton Rice.
And Albanese just trying to be a bit too meticulous with that breaking ball, trying to look toward the top of the zone and get the called 3rd strike. Didn't get it. As a result, left it a bit high, and Hall's down to first.
So Keaton Rice, left-handed hitting catcher from Bradley, will dig in. Albanese dangles the right arm down as he looks in at Hackenberg, now gets the sign. DeSantillo in at the bag at third. Breaking ball, called strike, and it's 0-1. So, of course, if Tom Holliday were to opt to put on a bunt here, it would make some sense. Chatham up 1-0 in the bottom of the second inning. First and second with nobody out. A sacrifice bunt done successfully would put 2 runners in scoring position with less than 2 outs, which is why DeSantillo's up on the infield grass. 0-1. Fastball right at the bottom of the zone. It's 0-2. Good placement there from Albanese as he painted that one. And he's way ahead of the count to Keaton Rice. Rice went 0 for 1 yesterday in the 1-1 tie with YD. That came in a pinch hit appearance. Anthony Villar waits behind him on deck. As Glenn comes set, the stretch in the 0-2, swinging a pop-up foul behind home plate and out of play. So Keaton Rice out of the box, sporting a blue wooden bat. Color almost up to par with the Chatham uniforms, but the Chatham blue is very, very royal blue. His bat, a little bit of a lighter shade. The shade in left field starting to engulf Trevor Hauver. Otherwise, the ballpark's still sunny. 0-2. Fisted on the air to the right side. Servideo catches, throws back to first to fair. Double play. 4-3 twin killing go the Harbor Hawks, as that one was fisted off the handle of the bat from Keaton Rice. Shot out to Anthony Servideo at second. He came in a couple steps, made the play, and a quick transfer to fair at first to delete the base runner Colin Hall.
And that's a bad base running decision from Hall there. It's a blooper off the inside part of the bat right at Servideo. You know he's probably going to make the grab. And Hall was just like a deer in the headlights in the middle of the base paths, had nowhere to go, and doubled off at first base.
And a nice heads-up play by Servideo as well to notice Hall creeping off the bag as the pitch into Anthony Villar is skied into right field pretty deep. Rigsby Mosley going back. He's at the track, looks up. It's gone. Anthony Villar, the first home run on the campaign for Chatham. And the Anglers go up 3-0 in the top of the second. Villar absolutely skyrocketed one. A towering fly ball down the right field line. It took Mosley drifting back and back, moving to his left toward the foul pole, but ran out of room and just watched it get out of the yard.
Well, it was an inside fastball from Albanese, and Villar just turned on it, sent a floater down the right field line, a sky-high towering shot. Mosley gave it a look back to the wall like you mentioned, but no chance.
First pitch to Caden Polkovich is taken for a ball from Albanese. So he looks for some response here after giving up the 2-run blast to Villar. 1-0 out of the windup. This is down 2 balls, no strikes the count. So Albanese dangling the right arm down. He's got the glove set right at the letters. Now the 2-0. Fly ball into medium depth center field. Rowdy Jordan coasting over to his right. He's got a beat on it, and he makes the grab to end the inning. So Albanese makes it through 2 frames, but not before a 2-run missile from Anthony Villar puts the A's up 3-0 after the top of the second inning. For Chatham, 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, nobody left on. We'll go to the bottom of the second. It's Chatham 3, Hyannis 0 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. 4-5-6 coming to the plate for Hyannis in the bottom of the second. The home Harbor Hawks trail 3-0 after a 2-run shot from Villar in the top of the second as Kubicek fires to Goodman, swing and a miss, strike one. Goodman comes into the day leading the Cape in RBIs with 24. He's tied for second in home runs with 5, and he's hitting .250. Kubicek gets set. Next offering down low, it's 1-1. So, Brendan, there's no question that Hunter Goodman's power is evident night in and night out. And not only have we taken notice, not only has opposing pitchers taken notice, but the league's taken notice. 1-1, swinging a pop-up foul out of play. In fact, the Cape Cod League's taken notice so much so that come next Sunday, so in 8 days, Hunter Goodman will be one of 6 participants in the Home Run Derby out at Orleans, and that's going to be some good fun.
Absolutely, and he really, really deserves it.
So the 1-2 from Kubicek, quick pitch, Goodman fists it over the mound and on the ground to the right side, fielded by Villar, throw to first in time. So Goodman retired on the 4-3 putout. He got one off the handle of the bat. That one was put over the mound, out of the reach of Kubicek. Villar came in to make the play and a quick toss to first for the first out.
And just to expand upon Goodman's power for just a second, one of the most powerful bats on the Cape that we've seen this summer. Certainly we see him day in and day out, but for the rest of the league to take notice like that, and rightfully so, got to be fun for him.
So now it'll bring up Jared DeSantolo. FAU Al playing third base tonight as the first pitch from Kubicek comes in, swing and a miss. Now, DeSantolo only has 1 home run on the year. He won't be partaking in the Home Run Derby. He will, however, be partaking in the All-Star game that will occur right after the Home Run Derby out at Eldridge Park in Orleans. So congratulations to Jared. A heck of a first half of the summer as he swings and misses through an off-speed from Kubicek. It's 0-2. To zoom in on it a little bit, DeSantolo, .353 average. That sits at third on the Cape League. Of course, behind just Wyatt Young at second, Zach DeLoach in first. As Kubicek's ready, the 0-2, check swing, misses away, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Appeal down to first, he does not go around. So DeSantolo will be partaking in the contest. Hunter Goodman, who's also going to be taking part in the Home Run Derby, was named an All-Star. The 1-2 from Kubicek comes in, swing and a miss at a breaking ball. Second strikeout of the night for the Texas right-hander as DeSantolo's fanned for the second out of the inning.
Well, a good breaking ball showed off there from Kubicek. Got DeSantolo to go after it. Had some good bite to it out of the zone that time off the outside part of the plate. DeSantolo goes down, 2 outs.
So now it brings up Ian Fair. Kubicek ready, first offering. Fastball low, but it's called a strike right at the knees. So DeSantolo partaking in the All-Star game, Goodman partaking in the All-Star game, and Tyler Madison will as well. Pitch to Fair, swinging a pop-up foul down the right field line out of play. So Hyannis had 3 participants named to the Classic. They'll all be sporting their team uniforms and partaking in the All-Star game in Orleans. Chatham, meanwhile, 7 guys set to participate. Kubicek ready, the 0-2. Inside, it's ball 1. Jamal O'Gwin got the nod, as well as Parker Scott, Dawson Merriman, Caden Polkovich, Jorge Arenas, Ben Ramirez, and Brady Smith. 1-2. Misses low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. And some people a little surprised that the guy on the mound right now, Kubicek, wasn't given the nod. And he's got a resume to at least make a case. There's no question about that. 2-2. Down low. 3 balls, 2 strikes, the count goes. And when you're a guy like Kubicek, he's made 4 starts tonight, his 5th. A 1.35 ERA in 20 innings with now 23 strikeouts. It's quite the body of work, especially after coming off a struggling freshman to Texas. 3-2 to Fair. Called strike 3 at the top of the zone. Breaking ball freezes the Northeastern first baseman as Kubicek's made it back-to-back strikeouts totaling 3 on the night. So he sets down the Hyannis lineup in order once again. 6 up, 6 down for the Texas Longhorns so far at McKeon Park. And through 2 innings, it's Chatham 3, Hyannis 0. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on in the bottom of the second. We'll go to the third when we come back on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham brings 2, 3, and 4 to the plate in the top of the third inning from McKeon Park, trying to expand on a 3-0 lead against Louisville right-hander Glenn Albanese. Cooper Davis, Ben Ramirez, and Jamal O'Gwin, the three set to come to the plate for the visiting Anglers here in the third inning. Cooper Davis bats from the left side. Albanese fires the first pitch fastball, chopped foul at the dish, 0-1. So Albanese has been knocked around a little bit in his first couple of frames. 2 hits in each frame, and of course the long ball from Anthony Villar to extend the lead from 1 to 3-0. Hyannis on the flip side, still looking for their first hit of the contest. Colby Kubachuk doing some damage on the hill for Chatham. Albanese winds and fires in 0-1. Breaking ball inside corner, a called strike, 0-2. But Davis on the night bounced into a 2-6 fielder's choice, but reached safely and came around to score on the Ben Ramirez RBI double. 0-2 from Albanese. Fastball missed upstairs just below the letters, count 1 and 2. Pretty good crowd on hand tonight. A Saturday night contest here from McKeon. Albanese fires a 1-2, chopper right side, but foul past the first base bag as Fair goes to scoop it up in foul ground. Now the grandstands all around McKeon Park, about 3/4 of the way filled, as well as some spectators that reside on the hill just past the Hyannis dugout down the third base line. Now Cooper Davis steps back in, a count of 1-2 against Albanese, who's back on top of the rubber. Gets a sign from Hackenberg into his windup. Now the 1-2 delivery. Fastball downstairs, 2-2. Lyle, you talked about 7 All-Stars getting the nod for this Chatham squad. They've had themselves one heck of a season. First place in the Eastern Division, tied with the YD Red Sox. 2-2 on the way from Albanese. Popped up left side. Hover racing in toward the line. Back to shortstop Westberg, and it will be Westberg to make the over-the-shoulder grab. So Davis is set down for out number 1.
No, Westberg does a nice job. However, would have had to come a long, long way to track that ball down. Of course, he had more momentum going in, but not sure he would have gotten all the way there. So Westberg does the right thing. Goes back and out to his right into short left field, calls off Hover, and makes the play for the first out.
Had to extend the glove hand out into his left to reel it in, but Westberg battling the sun does the job for out number 1. This is Ben Ramirez stepping in for the second time as he waves at a curveball, chops it foul back behind the dish. Ramirez got the scoring started for us in the ballgame tonight. It was an RBI single that drove home the man who just popped out, Cooper Davis. The 10th RBI on Ramirez's summer. Albanese into his motion in 0-1. Fastball slapped out left side, blooping toward the Hyannis bullpen, foul. So the count 0-2. Albanese in search of his 3rd strikeout. He picked up a pair to end things in the first inning. Facing the toughest part of the Chatham lineup. He's got Ramirez down 0-2. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, popped up to left side. Hover coming in strong toward the line. He'll make the grab as he moves into foul territory. So Trevor Hover with a nice play, showing off the wheels going toward the Hyannis pen. Quick 2 up, 2 down for Jamal O'Gwin.
You know, Hover staying busy out there. Of course, he didn't make that catch the previous play, but that one was all his. Got a good read on it, moving toward the line, and tracked it down no problem.
So Jamal O'Gwin steps in from the right side. The lone righty in the Chatham lineup, at least while Albanese is in the game, as a breaking ball's dropped into the knees for a called strike 1. Glenn looking to work quickly out of the third inning is 0-1. Breaking ball, O'Gwin slaps at it, golfs it towards shortstop, but a pop-up for Westberg is no problem as he ranges back onto the outfield grass to retire the side. So Albanese works quickly through the third, 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard for Chatham. Hyannis back to the plate in the bottom of the frame, looking to pick up their first hit on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Bottom third of the Hyannis order to the plate in the bottom of the third inning. Rowdy Jordan, Anthony Servideo, and Adam Hackenberg due up as Rowdy Jordan steps into the left-handed batter's box against the Texas right-hander Colby Kubachuk, who has shut down this Hyannis lineup to this point. It's been 6 up and 6 down for the Texas product. He is cruising into the third inning. First pitch to Rowdy. Fastball at the knees, a called strike 0-1. This Hyannis offense trying to jumpstart themselves a little bit, looking to pick up where they left off in a couple of explosions, one at Wareham last weekend. Breaking ball missed outside, count levels a ball and a strike. And for Rowdy on the summer, not only trying to jumpstart something for his ball club in the Harbor Hawks, but for himself as well, just a 114 average on the summer. Kubachuk's 1-1, fastball right down Broadway for a strike, and the count's 1-2.
Yeah, Rowdy looking to get something going as he'll step out of the box for a second. But a guy who had such a great year in his season at Mississippi State. He's shown some flashes here so far.
1-2 to Jordan. Breaking ball that missed downstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Rowdy. Kubachuk has already racked up 3 Ks so far tonight. His counterpart Albanese trying to hang in with him. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. We'll make that 4 as Kubachuk picks up another one. Fastball down, Jordan went after it, and he's out number 1. That'll bring up Anthony Servideo.
Yeah, and he's just picking right back where he left off from, well, just about every start he's had this summer. Kubachuk, a guy who didn't start a whole ton in his season at Texas, but he's gone 5 innings in his last 2 starts, and he's gone scoreless in 3 of his 5 appearances.
First pitch to Anthony, fastball runs away. Count 1-0. And you touched upon that. Not many starts in the season at Texas, just 2 to be exact in 14 appearances. It was a bit of a rocky campaign in 2019 for Kubachuk, but he's really opened some eyes on the summer so far here on Cape Cod. Next pitch to Anthony, missed outside. 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0. Servideo swings and loops one into right field, but right at Hyannis, who comes in and makes the grab. Not having to move much, just came a couple of steps in, and Servideo's gone. 2 down for Adam Hackenberg.
Yeah, Anthony went down to get that one a little bit, and he squared it up pretty well, but it was lined right at the right fielder, Hyannis, who, like you said, didn't have to move too much to make that play. And Kubachuk, he just continues to roll. 8 up, 8 down so far.
So Hackenberg tries to step in, trying to break that trend. First pitch to him, swing and a miss through an inside fastball, 0-1. Kubachuk's really had that pitch working. He sat right around 90 to 91 with that fastball tonight. But he's mixed in a lot of good breaking balls, keeping these Hyannis hitters on their back foot. 0-1 to Hackenberg. Dish, count 1-1. Jordan Westberg loosening up in the on-deck area. Adam trying to extend this bottom of the third for Hyannis. Try and get something going against Kubachuk. Hackenberg swings and lines one to third base, but stabbed by Polkovich as he hits the deck. Now Hackenberg squared one up pretty good, but lined out to Polkovich at third base. Made the snag to end the inning. Kubachuk still rolling, 9 up and 9 down, with his anglers coming back to the dish in the top of the 4th inning, looking for more on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Alex Terrell digs in for his second plate appearance of evening when this Chatham Anglers Ball Club on top 3-0. Swings at the first pitch and sends a number down the right side. Albany's off the mound to get it. Low flip, but dug out by Fair in time for the first out. So a quick start to things here in the top of the fourth inning as he gets Terrell to bounce out. I'll transition things to Cade Cabinets.
Well, Albanese just made the right play to come off the mound. Like you said, throw a little low, but still went right into Fair's glove. Didn't have to scoop it or anything. Yeah, this game has flown so far. One out in the top of the fourth, and we're 41 minutes into this game.
It has gone by in the blink of an eye like a flash of lightning. Cabinets digs in. First pitch, a breaking ball, a called strike right down central. And speaking of lightning, unfortunate last night what occurred here at the ballpark in McKean. The weather just not holding off for the game against the Orleans Firebirds. That one has been rescheduled and will be made up on July the 22nd. Cabinets swings and sends one on the ground right side, but well foul. So Albanese got Cabinets in an 0-2 count. Cade, a 146 hitter on the summer. He's 1 for 1 tonight, though. A single back in the second inning and was driven in on the long ball from Anthony Villar. Glenn's 0-2. Fastball up and in. Bending the elbows back out of the way was Cabinets to avoid the baseball. A ball and 2 strikes the count. So after the lackluster weather last night, a picturesque evening for baseball at McKean tonight. The 1-2 from Glenn. Breaking ball misses outside. Count levels at 2-2. 73 miles an hour on the gun. That last breaking ball clocked at. Albanese into his motion, 2-2. Cabinets offers at it and slaps it foul up and over the left field grandstands up and onto the hill. Count will hold 2-2. Cabinets steps out, adjusts the batting gloves before stepping back into the box. Cabinets hang in tough here with Albanese with Colin Hall awaiting on deck. The Louisville right-hander into his motion, a 2-2. Chopper right side again, a number down the first baseline, but foul toward the Chatham dugout. So Chatham tied for first in the Eastern Division with the YD Red Sox. Chatham comes in 15-11-2. YD with the same record, -1 loss, 15-10-2 for the Red Sox. Chatham looking to hang on to the top of the Eastern Division standings. Swing and a miss from Cabinets down in the dirt. Hackenberg goes to get it, comes up onto the infield grass and tosses to first in time to record the strikeout. The third of the night for Albanese, and 2 down in the inning now for Colin Hall.
Well, he's had a nice response since that home run from Anthony Villar back in the top of the second. Since then, he's retired 6 straight. He's got the fastball working again, a good breaking ball that he buried in the dirt there, and just retires Cabinets no problem.
So Colin Hall steps in, watches the first pitch fastball inside, count 1-0. And Albanese was knocked around in his first couple frames in the ballgame, and it looked like he might be in for a short outing tonight. But Lyle, you just mentioned, settling down nicely. 1-0. Another breaking ball swept too far across the plate. Count moves to 2-0 in favor of the left-handed hitter, Hall. 3 runs on 4 hits for the Anglers to this point as Albanese into his motion, a 2-0 pitch. Cut and a miss over the top of an off-speed delivery. 2 balls and a strike. Hall tonight walked in the second inning and was doubled off of first on a Keaton Rice liner toward Anthony Servideo. It was a soft one. Hall was caught in the middle of first and second as a 2-1 comes in. Bloops one in the air to shallow center. Coming on Rowdy Jordan. He'll let it fall in front of him, a base hit. So Colin Hall reaches for the second time tonight, this time picking up a base hit. The 5th of the evening for Chatham, and that will give things to Keaton Rice.
Well, just kind of gets lucky there. Flares one off the end of the bat. Rowdy Jordan playing a little bit back in center. Didn't have a chance to come in all the way in time.
So Rice staring at the bat and takes half a practice swing before stepping in and taps the plate. He's got a runner aboard. Colin Hall at first and 2 down here in the inning. Top of the 4th from McKeon Park. The pace of this game has been like the snap of a finger. Runner takes out for second. First pitch was a breaking ball slap foul over the press box by Rice out of play. Count 0-1. And ever since that 12-10 defeat for Hyannis at Wareham that took a long while, 3.5+ hours, last couple of games, we had one in Bourne that went by pretty quickly. Followed that up with, obviously, the game last night being rained out, but the last handful of games for Hyannis have been played pretty quickly.
Yeah, Orleans the other night was 2-22 in the 2-0 win. So a couple of lightning fast games, no question.
That's what will happen when you get some pitchers duels. Albany's trying to hang in this game. 3-0 Chatham with the runner aboard. A one pitch missed upstairs at the letters, count evens. Rice batting in the number 8 hole for the Anglers tonight, but a 300 hitter on the season. Picked up 6 RBIs in the process. Albany's out of the stretch. A look back to first. Now comes set at the belt. Spinning a fire back. Tag applied by Fair. Not in time. In head first is Hall. Chatham trying to extend this top half of the 4th inning and add on to this lead. Hyannis has got to find a way to try and take as many ball games as possible. They need the bats to come alive against Kubicek, who has been locked in from the get-go tonight. Albanese fires a 1-1. Runner goes for second. Breaking ball spiked in the dirt as Hall advances up to second, no problem. Hackenberg goes to retrieve it in foul ground. And now a runner in scoring position for Chatham with 2 away.
Hey, read it well, Colin Hall. Went on the first move, of course, and then Albanese throwing the breaking ball pretty much eliminated any chance for Hackenberg to get him at second. So Hall with some good speed as he moved down there with ease.
So now things move to an RBI opportunity for the hitter Keaton Rice at the plate, the 2-1. Breaking ball just misses a called strike on the inside corner, painting the black. Bit of a delayed strike call, but the count evens 2 balls, 2 strikes. Infield playing pretty much straight up, outfield the same way. Albanese a pause at the belt. A look to second, now the 2-2. Fastball inside, strike 3 call. Albanese rings up his 4th strikeout, and that ends the 4th inning. He gets Keaton Rice looking, and Hyannis will come back to the plate in the bottom of the 4th, looking to get something going on offense on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Top of the Hyannis order to the dish in the bottom of the 4th inning, trailing 3-0 and some work to do against the Texas right-hander Colby Kubicek, who has been absolutely cruising. It's been 9 up, 9 down to this point for the right-hander on the hill, and Jordan Westberg steps in, trying to break his stride on the hill. Hyannis still in search of their first base knock of the night as a breaking ball drops in at the knees for a strike 0-1. Rigsby Mosley and Trevor Hauber set to follow Jordan here in the inning. For Hyannis, looking for an offensive breakthrough against Kubicek as a 1-1 fastball is inside. Or rather, now the count 1-1. Westberg came into the night a .414 hitter, was a strikeout victim in his first plate appearance. Kubicek's 1-1, breaking ball downstairs, 2 balls and a strike. And Lyle, you talked about the power surge as well as the home run derby that Hunter Goodman will be featured. Jordan Westberg made a splash of his own upon arrival here on Cape Cod. 3 home runs in as many games. The 2-1 fastball, a called strike on the outside corner. Painting the black was Kubicek 2-2. The home run derby will be an absolute spectacle. That kicking off at 5 o'clock at Eldridge Park in about 8 days. Westberg back into his stance from the right side as he awaits a 2-2. Kubicek into his windup, breaking ball, strike 3. Made Westberg look silly. Down he goes for the first out. Second time Westberg has punched out tonight. And the 5th of the ball game for Kubachuk. He just continues to rack him up, and that'll bring in Rigsby Mosley.
He's looked borderline untouchable so far. Like you said, 10 up, 10 down now. He's gotten Westberg striking out swinging twice.
Not an easy feat to do as Mosley sends the first pitch down the right field line foul, a bit out in front of a fastball from Kubachuk. Count 0-1. So Westberg has cooled off considerably since his scorching hot start. Kubachuk's 0-1 to Rigsby, tap foul straight back off the netting. Westberg came into the game 0 for his last 10. Went 0 for 4 in that 2-0 win at Orleans. Hunter Goodman provided the big splash in that game. The 2-run home run in the top of the 9th inning to seal it for Hyannis. 0-2 to Mosley. Breaking ball outside. Tried to pick out the outside corner. Couldn't do it. Mosley stays alive as he steps out and fixes the gloves. 1-2 the count. Kubachuk shakes off a couple signs from his catcher Rice into his motion 0-1-2. Breaking ball just off the outside corner. Mosley gave a hard take that time and the count levels.
Well, if you want to talk about Westberg for a minute, he's 0 for his last 12, but some regression was pretty much expected. He's still hitting .387.
2-2 to Mosley. Popped up behind the press box out of play.
So here's where expectations come back to field level a little bit. I mean, is Westberg going to have a good summer? More than likely.
He's bound to snap out of it at some point. It's a 2-2 to Mosley. Comes in, strike 3 again. It's the 6th of the ball game for Kubachuk. He's racking him up in bunches. Got Mosley there, down and away. And Trevor Hopper, the last hope in the 4th inning.
He really has it working. That was a really good breaking ball. Some good bite right at the end. Started plane level at the knee-high level and just dropped right into the dirt, fooling the hitter Rigsby Mosley.
He has been white hot on top of the hill to start this ball game against Hyannis. Hopper digs in. 0 for 1, bounced one to shortstop his first time up as he watches a breaking ball outside corner, a called strike. Kubachuk only racked up 15 strikeouts in 18 innings with Texas in 2019. He got 6 on the ballgame already as Hopper sends one back up toward the middle and through for a base hit. Under the glove of Kubachuk on top of the hill, and Hopper trots around first base. He'll pull up there. The first hit of the night for Hyannis, and they're on the board.
Yeah, Hopper drives one up the middle there, just on the ground past the glove of the pitcher Kubachuk, and neither of the middle infielders who were shaded at about their natural spots could get to it in time. So runner aboard. RBI threat at the plate with Hunter Goodman.
An RBI threat for sure, and the leader on the Cape in RBIs. 24 to Hunter Goodman's name so far in 2019 as he steps in and takes a fastball low in the dirt. Count 1-0. Back to first, the runner Trevor Hopper. Hunter, one of 3 Hyannis All-Stars. Also will be taking some hacks at Eldridge Park in the home run derby. 1-0. Breaking ball missed outside. 2 balls, no strikes to Hunter. Kubachuk trying to stay around the zone. 6 strikeouts in the game, 2 to start this 4th inning before the base hit from Hopper. First one of the night for Hyannis is forcing Kubachuk to work out of the stretch for the first time as Goodman taps a fastball straight back off the chest protector of Rice. 2-1 the count. And Eldridge Park, no easy place to hit some home runs. 434 to dead center as we saw a couple of nights ago. So the hitters in the home run derby are going to have to be pole happy, which Hunter Goodman is. Most of his moonshots have gone to left field as back in on a pickoff attempt as Trevor Hopper in head first. But Hunter just doesn't hit wall scrapers. He hits absolute no-doubters. He's had a couple here at McKeon Park over the course of the summer to this point. 2-1 from Kubachuk. Breaking ball outside, 3-1. And not only was Trevor Hopper the first base runner to reach, or the first hit of the ballgame for Hyannis, he was the first base runner to reach as well. Kubachuk has not surrendered a walk, but has put himself in a hitter's count to Hunter Goodman as he cuts and misses over the top of a breaking ball that time. Count fills up 3-2. So Kubachuk with just one small, tiny blip on the radar to this point, trying to battle against Hunter Goodman in a full count. Work his way out of the bottom of the 4th inning. Payoff delivery on the way. Goodman chops at it, sends it left side, foul by Jared DeSantolo in the on-deck area. These pitchers, opposing pitchers against Hyannis, starting to figure out a formula to shut down this offense. They had a couple of breakthrough games. Hyannis, all about finding ways to win. Kubicek set his next 3-2. Goodman takes an inside fastball down the left side, foul. Bounces off the fencing that protects the Hyannis dugout. Counts full. Back to first is Trevor Hauver. Goodman's certainly a power threat, but the average at 250, not exactly there with it. But he has been one of the most productive bats throughout the season for Chad Gassman in his lineup. The 3-2. He lost him. So Hunter Goodman draws his third walk of the summer, and that a rarity. He gets an applause from the home supporters as he trots down to first, tosses the leg guard back, and that pushes Hunter into scoring position for Jared DeSantalo.
Well, Kubicek hadn't allowed a walk up to this point. Of course, before Hauver, he hadn't allowed a base runner. But Goodman against the right-hander in Kubicek, who's been really working so far, both sides of the plate, as well as his off-speed, works the count well and doesn't chase anything. That last one, a borderline fastball, but watched it up high.
So DeSantalo digs in with 2 down. Offers at a first pitch fastball and number off the mound to get it. Kubicek, he's up with it, fires to first in time to get DeSantalo, and that ends the inning. So Hyannis puts a couple of base runners aboard after back-to-back strikeouts. Hauver breaks up the no-hitter, but Kubicek able to work around that, no problem. Still 3-0 Chatham. Top 5 coming up from McKeon Park on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
(9-1-2) coming to the plate for Chatham in the top of the 5th as the Anglers are out on the road leading 3-0 over Hyannis as Glenn Albanese is back on the mound, fires the first pitch, swung on and grounded foul. So Villar today 1 for 1 with that 2-run home run. And this just seems to be a trend for Miami-bred Chatham players. 0-1 from Albanese, breaking ball misses low and away. Dating back to the second game of 4 that these teams played out at Veterans Field, Alex Terrell hit his first home run of the summer against Hyannis. 1-1 to Villar's, down in the dirt, it's 2-1. That came back on June the 29th. A 6-1 Chatham win out at Veterans Field. Terrell punched a 2-run blast out in the top of the 3rd inning off Sam Thorson. As Albanese, from the windup, glove at the letters, fires home. Swinging a fly ball out to center field. Jordan a step in, now racing back. He's got a beat on it, and he makes the grab running into the shade. So that ball caught about 15 feet in front of the warning track. Villar gave it a ride again, but it finds Rowdy Jordan's glove for the first out. So that'll now bring up Caden Polkovich. But to quickly wrap up the Miami topic, Terrell, a Miami Hurricane with his first home run against Hyannis. The 2-run blast that Villar hit back in the second was his first home run of the summer, coming against Hyannis. And Villar attending the University of Miami. Now it's Caden Polkovich for his 3rd at bat. He takes a fastball up at the top of the letters for strike 1. So Albany seeing this lineup for the 3rd time around as he's going to get the sign, fire home from the windup. Fastball for a called strike. Polkovich represents one of the 7 anglers heading to the All-Star game in Orleans. And he's put together quite the resume so far this summer. 0-2. Pop-up foul, up and out of play. So as some of these Chathammen, we'll do Hyannis too, players come to the plate throughout the remainder of the ball game. We'll give a little bit of the resume. For Polkovich, came into the day hitting .282, 3 home runs, 19 RBIs. Pitch, swinging a tip foul back behind Hackenberg behind the plate. Polkovich came into the day 3rd in the league in walks at 18. The only 2 guys he trails are tied for first playing in this game together. His teammate Jamal O'Gwen, as well as Trevor Hauver, who sits in left field. 0-2 from Albanese, swinging a tapped foul. Left side, it gets off the brick wall. Additionally for Polkovich, along with the 18 walks and the respectable batting average, he came into the day 4th in the league in RBIs at 19. 0-2 from Albanese. Fastball up high, and the count will run to 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the guys he trails in that category, one of them playing in this game, Hunter Goodman. 1-2, swing and a miss at a breaking ball. Albanese puts it low in the dirt, some good break to it at the end, and that fans Polkovich for the 5th punch out of the night for the Louisville Cardinal.
And that one right there, that breaking ball, a beauty out of the hand of Albanese. He's missed with a few, but that one right there, over the top of it nicely and fooling Polkovich.
So Polkovich gone for the 2nd out. Albanese working quickly. They'll face Cooper Davis, swinging a chopper right at the shortstop. Westberg moves a bit to his left, charges in. Fields throws to first in time. That'll end the top of the 5th frame. But Glenn Albanese works a clean 1-2-3 inning and keeps the score at 3-0 Chatham. Hyannis will come back to the plate in the bottom of the 5th, looking to get something going on offense against the righty Colby Kubicek. For Chatham in the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We'll be back for the bottom of the 5th when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Ian Fair, Rowdy Jordan, Anthony Servideo coming to the plate with Colby Kubicek back on the mound. He fires the first pitch to Fair, and it's low and away, ball 1. 3-0 Chatham, the score in the bottom of the 5th. This game has flown by like a flash of lightning, as Brendan said. Pitch to Fair, called strike at the bottom of the zone. The count will move to 1-1. An hour and 4 minutes into the contest. We're now already halfway through. Pitch. Same spot, fastball paints the outer black. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes to the Northeastern first baseman, Ian Fair. He's 0 for 1 today. Struck out looking back in the bottom of the 2nd. 1-2, swinging a tap back into the glove, strike 3. So Fair strikes out for back-to-back times. Kubicek makes it his 7th punch out of the night. And he is absolutely rolling. 1 away, that'll bring up the switch-hitting Rowdy Jordan from the left side. So Jordan 0 for 1. He's also struck out. Now one of 7 culprits of Colby Kubicek. His season high 8 with the Anglers. That came back in his last start against the Brewster Whitecaps as Jordan swings away, chops one to the left side. Charging in, Ramirez playing back. Fields, no throw to first. Jordan beats it out for an infield single. That's the 2nd Hyannis hit of the night. And there's 1 on and 1 away in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Well, Kubicek has made it look easy to this point, just a tapper off the end of the bat from Jordan. And Kubicek got what he wanted, soft contact, and Ramirez trying to make a valiant effort on it, but the speed of Jordan made it impossible for him to make a throw to first and have it beat him out.
So Servideo now the hitter. Left-handed hitting second baseman from Ole Miss, set to go against the Texas Longhorn, Colby Kubicek. First pitch, misses down, 1 ball, no strikes. So now 2 hits on the board for Hyannis. A ground ball up the middle from Trevor Hauver, and the infield single from Rowdy Jordan. Servideo with 10 hits on the summer. Runner takes off, pitch, swing and a miss, fire down to second base from Keaton Rice, tag applied. They got him. An absolute bullet from behind the plate off the right arm of Keaton Rice. A strike down to second base, tag slapped down, and Rowdy Jordan deleted. So 2 away. Count now 1-1 in the bottom of the 5th to Anthony Servideo. Kubicek will fire home. That misses just away. 2 balls, 1 strike the count. 3-0 Chatham the score. Anglers on 5 hits, none looming larger than the Anthony Villar 2-run blast to right. Servideo checks his swing at the next offering, appeal down to third. Larry Rosenberg, the umpire, says he goes around. So Servideo, one of 4 natural lefties in the lineup tonight for Hyannis, with Kubicek 1 strike away from retiring him. Pitch, down low, and the count runs full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Servideo looking to extend the inning. Kubicek, meanwhile, looking to tie his summer high in Ks. 3-2. Swinging a tapper off the front leg, and he'll stay alive inside the box. So again, Servideo, a guy who knows how to reach base. No question about that. The average hasn't spoken all of the story this summer. He's walked 11 times. That's 3rd on the team. Now the 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 8 punch-outs through 5 innings for Colby Kubicek. He is absolutely cruising. Hyannis 2 hits through the 5 frames. 1 coming on the Rowdy Jordan infield single a couple of minutes ago. But it wouldn't go for anything further as he was thrown out, and then the Servideo strikeout ends the inning. For the Harbor Hawks, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on. It's Chatham 3, Hyannis nothing through 5 innings of play. We'll be back for the 6th when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. To the top of the 6th we go from McKeon Park. It's Chatham 3, Hyannis nothing. And after 5 strong innings from Glenn Albanese, the first reliever coming in out of the pen tonight. And it'll be the Cape Cod League debut of the left-hander David Moore, the junior out of the University of Pittsburgh. Moore, the left-handed hurler, stands at 5'10", 175 pounds. He hails from Media, Pennsylvania, where he attended Strathaven High School. He's set to face Ben Ramirez out of the number 3 spot for Chatham. Roxon deals the first pitch, a breaking ball away. For Moore on the season, 22 1/3 innings pitched at Pitt, 6.75 ERA. He fires home the 1-0, swing and a miss from Ramirez, the count levels. And in those 22 2/3 innings, he walked 27, he punched out 34. Ramirez 1 for 2 today. Pitch up high, and it's 2-1. Moore, a Hartford Community College transfer. So he played 2 seasons of JUCO ball before making the trek out to the University of Pittsburgh. 2-1, nubbed foul toward the third base dugout. Ramirez, also one of the Chatham All-Stars. He came in today to review his resume. 261, 2 home runs, 9 runs batted in. Now the 2-2 from Moore. Breaking ball hits the top of the zone, strike 3. So first strikeout in a Harbor Hawk uniform for the lefty Moore. Ramirez fanned, and it'll bring up Jamal O'Gwyn. So looking strikeout as it'll bring up O'Gwyn, the right-handed hitting DH out of USC. The Pitt Panther, David Moore, gets the sign from the catcher, Hackenberg. He fires home, swinging a tap foul back. So Ramirez in the All-Star game. And 2 home runs that's a little out of character for him. He didn't hit a home run in his sophomore year at USC. He hit 2 as a freshman. And now the pitch from Moore. Runs up high, it's 1-1. But for Ramirez's second summer in Chatham, making an impressive appearance in summer number 2. He was up and down in summer number 1. 1-1. O'Gwyn swings and misses in and out of the glove of the catcher, Hackenberg. Count will move to 1-2. 3-0 Chatham in the top of the 6th inning. 5 hits for the Anglers, Hyannis with 2. For O'Gwyn, also a Chatham All-Star. So as David Moore steps off the mound, O'Gwyn staying in the box. Him and Ramirez, college teammates, Chatham teammates, and they'll be teammates in the East Division for the All-Star game. 1-2, breaking ball misses just down. O'Gwyn's resume so far, 291 coming into the day. 3 home runs, 17 RBIs with 19 walks. That's tied for first in the league with Trevor Hauver. 2-2 from Moore. Breaking ball runs away, and the count swells. So O'Gwyn was at the top of the league in almost every offensive rank the last time these 2 teams played. And here we sit, he's tied for first in the league in doubles, tied for first in the league in walks. 3-2. Swinging a high pop-up foul. That'll get over the press box. 4 doubles on the season. 3 home runs. And again, 19 base-on balls. So O'Gwyn will be making the trek out to Orleans along with a handful of his other Chatham teammates. 3-2. Misses outside, ball 4. So Jamal O'Gwyn takes the walk lead back as Trevor Hauver just watches on from left field as his college rival and opposer Jamal O'Gwyn draws his 20th walk of the summer as the USC Trojan stands at first base, now sitting 1 ahead of Hauver. So O'Gwyn stands at first, 1 away. It'll bring up Alex Terrell from the left side of the box, a lefty-lefty matchup set to occur. Stretching the offering from Moore, swing and a miss from the Miami Hurricane. It's 0-1. Terrell 0 for 2 today. He was 0 for 2 yesterday. And where we currently sit, he's hitting just 169. Moore looks at the runner at first, comes home. Breaking ball gets just behind Hackenberg, but no advancement from O'Gwyn. And Chatham, a team that's pretty well balanced offensively. They kind of do everything. Talk about the home runs that sit 3rd in the league with now 20, thanks to the Anthony Villar 2-run shot. They rack up a lot of hits. Hit total only ranks 7th as Moore fires over to first, but Chatham, with their 5 hits tonight, sit at the 2-century mark. They're at 200 hits on the summer. And then they steal some bases too. 28 combined stolen bags from Chatham so far coming into the day. As Terrell slaps one on the line down to right field, that'll fall a base hit. O'Gwyn up to second, Terrell over to first. He picks up his first hit of the night as he stands over with 1 out, 1 of 2 runners aboard to bring up Cade Cabanis. So Cabanis today 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. Chatham threatening again now with their 201st hit of the season, 6th of the ball game. But to look at their stolen bases, 28 as a team, and they're pretty spread out as well. The lefty Moore checks the runner O'Gwyn, now fires home. Breaking ball misses up high. Tyler Dones leads the Chatham squad with 6 stolen bases. As time's called, and pitching coach Ray Korn's going to make his way out to the mound to have a meeting with his new left-hander David Moore. To look further in at these Chatham swipe bags, Caden Polkovich has 4. Ben Ramirez has 3. And a handful of guys have 2. Cabanis, one of them, who stands at the plate, now adjusting the Velcro on his gloves and kicking some dirt outside the batter's box as a conference takes place up on the mound. So Hyannis looking to keep the score at bay. Chatham leading 3-0 after putting up 1 run in the first on a Ben Ramirez RBI double. And a 2-run home run from Anthony Villar, his first of the summer. Made it a 2 spot in the top of the second. There's been no scoring since then. The Anglers threatening here with 2 on and 1 out in the top of the 6th. As the meeting adjourns, Ray Korn walks back to the dugout. But the story right now for Hyannis, they have got to find something against right-hander Colby Kubicek, who's been lights out through 5 innings. Moore now back into the stretch, checks O'Gwyn at second, no hold, fires home. Fastball called strike. Raising the hands was the hitter Kate Cabanis, but it hits the inside corner for strike 1. So Moore looking for some ground ball contact for a potential inning-ending double play. The middle infielder shaded toward the bag at second. Westberg right behind the runner. Pitch. Fastball high, it's 2-1. Cabanis, the right fielder out of Oklahoma State. Stands at 6'4", 223 pounds. Moore tucks the glove on the belt, now comes set. Gives O'Gwyn a look. Westberg moves back to his original spot. And the 2-1. Fastball up high. It brushes the hitter Cabanis off the plate a bit. It'll move to 3 balls, 1 strike. So once again, Glenn Albanese, 5 innings tossed tonight. His longest outing of the summer. His night ends after those 5 frames. Gave up 5 hits, 3 runs all earned, 1 walk and 5 strikeouts. Moore getting a look at O'Gwyn at second again. Comes home with a 3-1. Swinging a high pop-up on the infield, chasing back the catcher Hackenberg toward the Chatham dugout. Fair's going to call him off and makes the play just to the left of the screen, protecting the Chatham Bat Boys. So Fair came charging in. Hackenberg went back and way to his right, trying to track down the baseball. But Fair, with the way better angle on it, called off the catcher Hackenberg, moving toward the dugout. And Fair makes the catch above his head, just in front of the Chatham dugout railing. So now 2 away. A crucial out for the left-hander David Moore. He'll face Colin Hall, who's reached base twice. 1 for 1, a walk and a single, also a stolen base. Moore takes a breath, the stretch in the first pitch. Fastball, a called strike. So Hall with that stolen base made it a total of 3 on the summer for him. The 29th for the Anglers in 2019. Action going down the third base line in the Hyannis bullpen. It's Nolan Crisp getting warm. As Moore gives O'Gwyn a look, comes home, a breaking ball in the dirt, smothered by Hackenberg. It's 1-1. And some action going down the right field line for Chatham as well. We'll see how long Tom Holliday opts to leave Kubicek in the ballgame. Unless he's trying to keep him to a pitch count. No reason to pull him at this point. Moore the 1-1. Breaking ball just upstairs. It's 2-1. Down the right field line for Chatham is Austin Vernon getting loose, the right-hander out of North Carolina. So now Moore ready. 2-1 comes in. Fastball clips the outside corner. It's 2-2. So Crisp getting loose down the left field line. Vernon out of North Carolina Central, getting loose down the right field line. It's 3-0 Anglers. Runners on first and second. Deuces wild, 2-2 the count with 2 away. Moore the stretch, takes a breath. Lifts the leg, the 2-2 on the way. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Second strikeout of the night for the left-hander David Moore. And that fans a pair of Chatham base runners on the paths to end the top of the 6th frame. For the Anglers in the inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on. And through 5.5 frames, it's Chatham 3, Hyannis nothing. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Vernon will be coming into the ballgame to relieve Kubicek on the other side of the break. It's 3-0 Anglers on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. (9-1-2) coming to the plate for Hyannis in the bottom of the 6th frame, and the Harbor Hawk bats can breathe a sigh of relief. Colby Kubicek out of the game for the Anglers after 5 miraculous innings pitched. 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. That ties his summer high. And with that, it'll be the right-hander Austin Vernon out of NC Central coming into the game as he fires the first pitch to Hackenberg. It's a fastball high. The first thing that pops out to you about Austin Vernon, the frame. Vernon stands at 6'7", 295 as Hackenberg slaps one on the ground to the right side. Moving to his left, Villar fields cleanly, throws to first, 1 away. So 4-3 put out to begin the night of Austin Vernon. 1 away for Hyannis as it'll flip the lineup back to the top for Jordan Westberg. So an imposing figure on the mound would be an understatement when you look at Vernon. Just under 300 pounds. As Westberg, who stands at 6'3" himself, digs in for his 3rd plate appearance. He's got a pair of swinging strikeouts. Vernon lifts the leg high, fires home a sweeping breaking ball, called strike, and it's 0-1. That had some nasty movement to it. Started at about the left hip of Jordan Westberg and broke into the inside part of the plate. Now the 0-1. Breaking ball, this one too far inside. It brushes Westberg off the plate and the count evens. So Westberg currently 0 for his last 12. But again, a little bit of regression was expected, of course. 1-1. Swinging a foul back. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. But Kubicek just turned in what's arguably been his best start of the summer. 5 innings pitched. He went 5 innings for the 3rd straight outing. He struck out 8 for the 2nd straight outing. And he's got Chatham out to a 3-0 advantage. 1-2, called strike 3. Westberg, frozen looking, strikes out for the 3rd time tonight. And with 2 away, it'll bring up Rigsby Mosley. So Mosley will hit from the left side. Once again, he's one of 4 natural lefties in the lineup tonight. Goes along with Hover, DeSanlo, and Servideo. Rowdy Jordan, of course, a switch hitter. As Vernon rocks and fires the first pitch. Line drive up the middle into center field, a base hit. So a rope from Rigsby Mosley puts him on base with 2 away in the bottom of the 6th frame. Picks up his first hit of the night third for Hyannis, and it'll bring up Trevor Hauver, who's also responsible for one of the 3 hits. So Kubicek, a guy who wasn't even throwing that hard. I mean, his fastball was sitting at about the high 80s to maybe low 90s at best. But he was freezing Harbor Hawk bats left and right. That nasty breaking ball that got so many hitters had him absolutely rolling through 5 innings. Vernon now works out of the stretch pitch to Hauver, swinging a tap foul under the legs of the catcher Keaton Rice. So 1 on, 2 away in the bottom of the 6th. It's 3-0 A's. Austin Vernon looking to get out of the bottom of the 6th unscathed and keep it at a shutout. Pitch to Hauver. This is outside, and it's 1-1. Vernon making his 6th appearance of the summer. He's made 1 start, so this is his 5th out of relief. 14 innings, a 2.57 ERA. Walked 6, struck out 21. The lengthy righty Vernon comes set, fires home a sweeping breaking ball. Misses just off the plate away. 2-1 to Trevor Hauver. Hunter Goodman waiting on deck if we get there. He'd represent the potential tying run if the inning were to continue. Nolan Crisp still getting loose down in the bullpen for Hyannis. A 2-1 from Vernon. This is up high. It's 3-1. Vernon in his season at NC Central. 22 appearances, 7 of them for starts, where he went 3-4, 4.09 ERA in 44 innings. Walked 21, struck out 57. So definitely a high velocity, high strikeout guy. Comes home, misses off the plate, ball 4. So Jamal O'Gwyn works the walk. Trevor Hauver tips his cap and answers right back. He's back into a tie for first place in the lead and walks. Him and O'Gwyn both sit at 20. And it'll bring up the Cape League leader in RBIs, Hunter Goodman. Likely not the guy Vernon was hoping to see in this inning with runners aboard. So Mosley at second, Hauver at first. Goodman for his 3rd at bat. Pitch, breaking ball, drops at the bottom of the zone, strike 1. Again, that breaking ball, some really good sweep to it from Vernon. Fastball, curveball combination, so only a 2-pitch guy. But he's pumped in a good fastball at the low 90s so far. Working from the first base side of the rubber, comes set, delivers home. Swinging a fly ball, deep right center field. Hall going back, much like Davis. He's got a beat. No, it one hops the wall. Nobody can get there. Mosley scores. Hauver around 3rd. He's going to score without a throw. Hunter Goodman, a 2 RBI double. He stays hot. RBIs number 25 and 26. And Hyannis makes it a 1-run ball game in the bottom of the 6th inning. So Goodman gave that one a ride. Fastball out over the plate, the inner part from Austin Vernon. And the Memphis product, Goodman takes advantage. Scorches one out to the deepest part of the ballpark. Davis and Hall converging, both chasing after it. Looked like Davis had a beat on it for a second as he slowed up. But it got over his head, and it one-hopped the wall as Goodman stands at second. Now Jared DeSantolo, the hitter. Fastball, or off-speed for a called strike. It's 0-1. So the Hyannis All-Star Hunter Goodman standing at second base. Another Harbor Hawk All-Star Jared DeSantolo at the plate looking to bring around Goodman, who represents the tying run. It's 3-2 A's. Hyannis finally on the board. Another pitch from Austin Vernon. Fastball for a called strike, pumped in at 92 miles an hour. DeSantolo today 0 for 2. Struck out swinging. Grounded out to Kubicek on the mound back in the bottom of the 4th. He's hitting .343 on the summer. Came into the day hitting .353. Now the 0-2. Down low. Goodman started to edge toward 3rd. He's going to race back to 2nd. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes to the FAU Al DeSantolo. The shortstop Ben Ramirez shifted way to his left, playing behind the runner Goodman, who doesn't have a whole lot of speed. But playing up the middle. Villar about at his normal spot. Pitch to DeSantolo. Called strike 3. Jared's rung up for the 2nd time tonight. It's the 2nd strikeout for Austin Vernon as he gets out of the bottom of the 6th with Chatham still holding the lead. But Hyannis has answered back. The 25th and 26th RBIs of the season for the Cape League leader in runs batted in, Hunter Goodman, has made it 3-2 Anglers after 6 frames of play. For the Harbor Hawks in the inning, 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on. We'll go to the top of the 7th when we come back on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. We're back for the top of the 7th at McKeon Park in Hyannis, where Chatham's up 3-2. They're set to send out their 9-1-2 to the plate. And pinch hitting for Keaton Rice in the number 8 spot will be Saul Garza, right-handed hitting angler, as he watches the first pitch in from the left-hander David Moore. It's 1-0. So Keaton Rice has his day end after an 0-for-2 performance. Popped out into a 4-3 double play and struck out. 1-0. Breaking ball misses just low. So Garza at 2-0 count. Moore ready. The pitch, swinging a pop-up. Right side foul. It'll get out of play. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Garza outside of the right-handed batter's box, adjusting his gloves and resetting. Garza hails from LSU, a catcher that stands at 6'3", 225 pounds. Hails from Edinburgh, Texas. Lefty Moore into the windup, rocks and deals the 2-1. Breaking ball, punched foul back. So once again, this matchup between the two teams, the 3rd of 4, tonight represents part 1 of a home-and-home between the two ball clubs. As tomorrow night, Hyannis will head out east to Veterans to complete the 2019 series with the Anglers. Moore ready, the 2-2. Breaking ball, swung on and lifted into short center field. Jordan moved back, now coming in, and he makes the grab. So Garza retired. 1 away. It'll bring up Anthony Villar out of the number 9 spot. So Villar, 1 for 2. Had the big knock for Chatham back in the top of the 2nd with the 2-run home run. So Garza, who played on the LSU ball club that made it into the postseason. As Moore fires home, misses upstairs, it's 1-0. The LSU Tigers got all the way to a super regional, but couldn't quite advance to Omaha. Now Garza here with the Chatham Anglers ball club, looking to make an impact. He made an impact at LSU immediately as the pitch into Anthony Villar misses away. Garza was a transfer from Howard Junior College, and he only batted as a DH until late March because he was recovering from surgery. Pitch to Villar, hits the outside part of the plate, it's 2-1. So 1 away, 3-2 Chatham the score. Garza popped out to center to begin the inning. Now the hitter Villar at the plate, looking to add on for the Anglers. Offering, misses low with a fastball. 3 balls, 1 strike the count. So David Moore is making his first appearance for the Harbor Hawks this summer. Lefty out of the University of Pittsburgh. Peers over the glove. Ready with the 3-1, here it comes. Fastball called strike on the inner black, and the count runs full. The infield back Outfield straight up. The lights turning on at McKeon. 3-2 on the way. Swinging a fly ball, lifted down the left field line fairly deep. Hover backtracking. He's at the warning track, moves to his right and makes the grab toward the line. So 2 away, Villar gives another ball a ride. He's squared up all 3 in his at-bats tonight. But that one flagged down by Hover for the second out of the inning.
And some good recovery that time by Hover. Came in a step, but then realized had to race back toward the track, and moving slightly to his right, had to pull up just in front of the wall and reel it in.
So Chad Gassman now makes his way out to the mound. Looks like the night's going to end for David Moore as Nolan Crisp is trotting in from the bullpen. So after what'll be an inning and 2/3 of work for the Pittsburgh lefty, he'll exit the game, hand the ball off to the Florida Gator, Nolan Crisp. And we'll be back with that pitching change on the other side of the break. It's Chatham 3, Hyannis 2 with 2 outs in the top of the 7th on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Two outs in the top of the 7th inning. Nobody on for Chatham as Nolan Crisp, the right-hander out of Florida, comes into the game, set to face the top of the lineup and Caden Polkovich. Crisp looks back toward right field as Rigsby Mosley's shifting a bit to his left toward the line and out of the gap. The right-hander rocks and deals the first pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball got the better of Polkovich to make it 0-1. As Crisp looks to complete what could be a clean top of the 7th, offering up high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Saul Garza flew out to center to begin the inning. Villar took one deep down the left field line, but tracked down by Hover for the second out. This is now where we stand as Crisp entered, and he misses down with a fastball, 2-1. For Nolan Crisp, just finished his freshman year at Florida. And here for Hyannis, making his 8th appearance as he fires home the 2-1, swing and a miss. That fastball coming in at 87 miles an hour. Count levels at 2-2. Every appearance has been out of the bullpen for Crisp. 15 innings pitched to this point. ERA of 7.20. 2-2, down low, off speed. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes. Crisp has walked 7, struck out 16. Polkovich today's already struck out once. He's 1 for 3. 3-2. Swinging a foul back out of play over the home plate netting. So Crisp, a guy who had an up-and-down freshman year with the Gators. He was top 10 in the SEC in saves. As he looks over the mitt, gets the sign from Hackenberg, comes home with the 3-2 inside, and he loses the hitter, Polkovich. He draws a 2-out walk to put the first Chatham base runner aboard of the inning, and it'll bring up Cooper Davis. Davis today, 0 for 3, although he has scored a run. Bounced into a 2-6 fielder's choice, popped out to short, and grounded out to short. Pitch out of the stretch from Crisp, but misses high. Crisp stands at just 5'9", 175 pounds. He was part of a Gators team that went 34-26, 13-17 in the SEC, which was tied for 10th. Offering, fastball, called strike, clips the outside corner. 3-pitch guy, fastball, changeup, slider. And in his season at Florida, made 21 appearances with 6 starts, 4-4 with a 6.41 ERA. although 8 saves in 15 appearances out of the bullpen. Offering, down low, changeup. It'll be 2 balls, 1 strike. Through 39 in a third innings in his freshman year with the Gators. With the Harbor Hawks thus far, he's thrown 15. Waving the bat above his left shoulder, the hitter Davis. Pitch from Crisp, called strike at the top of the zone. Cooper Davis had only appeared in 5 games entering today's play. He's currently 5 for his first 18 with 3 walks. He was part of a national champion Vanderbilt club. 2-2, swung on and fouled back. So good reason for Davis getting here late. Their season went, well, as long as anybody's. Tied with the University of Michigan, of course, as the Commodores took the national championship over the Wolverines. 2-2, swinging a tip back into the glove, strike 3. Nolan Crisp strikes out Cooper Davis to end the top of the 7th, and he keeps the score at bay. It's Chatham 3, Hyannis 2. The Anglers in the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th when we come back on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Hyannis brings 6, 7, and 8 to the plate in the bottom of the 7th, trailing by 1. It's the Chatham Anglers on top 3-2 here from McKeon Park as we move toward nightfall, but this game has gone by in the blink of an eye. This game started at 6 p.m. on the dot. It is now 7:44 p.m. as we enter the bottom of the 7th inning. Austin Vernon back to the hill for the Anglers as Ian Fair is set to dig in. First pitch of the frame from Vernon. Fastball that Fair takes to left field fairly deep, sending back Hall to the wall, and it's going to one-hop the fence. Fair around first. He's digging 2, and he is going to trot in safely to start off the bottom of the 7th with a bang. It's a leadoff double that'll bring in Rowdy Jordan.
Well, Fair squares one up. That's his first extra base hit of the summer in a Hyannis uniform. And Fair, a guy that can swing the bat well, and we've seen it with the high average in his limited time here so far. But in his season at Northeastern, he had 15 extra base hits. So it was just kind of waiting and letting it translate here to the Cape, and right there it does. Like you said, Brennan, gets him off to a bang, absolutely ropes one off a hop and on a hop off the wall in left center.
So that'll provide Rowdy Jordan a chance to step in from the left side with an RBI opportunity. But first, time is called. And a meeting with Rice and the Chatham pitching coach. Can have a meeting on the hill. Let's have a quick chat with the right-hander Vernon. Well, Rowdy tonight has already picked up a base hit. He was caught trying to swipe second base back in the 5th inning. He's also struck out once. But Ian Fair wasting no time starting this inning off on the right foot for Hyannis. And now Jordan's going to be called over to have a conversation with head coach Chad Gassman and assistant coach Ron Polk. Anthony Servideo also joining in on the conference. While this chat could be about really anything, perhaps laying down a bunt, playing some small ball with a man in scoring position and nobody away.
Yeah, that might be, that's certainly one thing that could be going over. As a guy with Rowdy's speed, also because he's hitting from the left side of the plate to give him an extra couple steps toward first. Hyannis trailing by 1, a runner on second with nobody out. And would potentially put a run 90 feet away. So we'll see what they opt to do.
Chad Gassman tossing some signs over to Ian Fair, who takes a short leadoff second, not being held on. Tall right-hander Vernon comes set, a look to second, now fires home. A breaking ball that missed upstairs to Jordan, the count 1-0. And that's something that's been rather consistent with Austin Vernon in his appearances for Chatham on 2019. He's been knocked around quite a bit. He's given up 2 or more hits in every appearance he's made, dating back to his first one on June the 11th against the Cotuit Kettleers. Battling Rowdy Jordan here with a 1-0 count as he comes home. Fastball paints the outside corner. Count draws even. But for Ian Fair, a small sample size in his second stint with Hyannis. He came into the night, 526 was the average. Jordan steps in. An opportunity for RBI number 3 on the summer, trying to bring home Fair, who stands 180 feet away from tying this ball game up. Chatham out hitting Hyannis by 1, 6-5. Vernon kicks and fires a 1-1. Jordan pops it up straight back, up and over the netting, and just below us by the press box. Well, you could have reached out and grabbed that one.
Yeah, maybe I should have given an extension. That's probably the closest one we'll get all summer. I mean, the netting is really high at McKeon. You'd have to kind of angle it almost as perfectly as Rowdy did for one to even come our way. It would have to be hit pretty softly, too, which that one was. Next time, I'll reach out the left hand.
So Jordan steps in a count of 1-2. And, well, you should have brought your glove to the ballpark. Maybe you would have put it to good use. 1-2 from Vernon. Breaking ball outside. Fair starting to stop at second. Now retreats back to the bag. The count even 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Jordan has struck out once on the night. Vernon's fanned a pair so far in his outing out of the bullpen in relief of Colby Kubicek, who is absolutely marvelous. A spectacular 5-inning performance of 2-hit shutout ball. But Hyannis has struck back against the right-hander Vernon. 2-2 comes in. Fastball just a bit low. Rice tried to provide the frame to fan Jordan. Couldn't get the call. The count swells full. And for Hyannis as a ball club, they've racked up 94 walks on the season entering the night. Of course, Trevor Hoffer picking one up earlier on in the ball game. Ian Fair standing at second. Jordan pointing the bat at Vernon. Now brings it back above the left shoulder. The payoff delivery. Chopper right side on the ground towards second. Villar plays it on a hop. Will go the short way to first in time to get Jordan. And that sends Ian Fair over to third base. Now 90 feet from tying the ball game. So Jordan, a productive out. And that'll bring up Anthony Servideo.
Well, not a bunt, but a ground ball to the right side works just as effectively. Infield was back, specifically Villar on the play. He slapped it right his way. No chance at third, so Fair cruised over 90 feet. And now, like you said, tying run 90 feet away.
So Anthony Servideo stepping in. He's 0 for 2 on the night. Third baseman Kaden Polkovich creeping in on the infield grass. The middle infielders pulled in, as well as Terrell over at first now on the infield grass. First pitch to Anthony. Breaking ball at the knees, a called strike 0-1. So the Chatham infield pulled in, playing a grounder, trying to keep Ian Fair from crossing the plate. Bottom of the 7th, 1-on-1 out. Servideo, an 0-1 count, the pitch. Breaking ball outside. Count evens up 1-1. So for Hyannis, more late game drama here tonight. From McKeon Park in Orleans a couple nights ago, Hunter Goodman provided the last laugh in that one at Eldridge Park. 1-1 to Servideo, fouled straight back into the screen. Anthony timed that one up pretty good. Just got a little bit underneath it. The count 1-2. Hyannis in search of their 7th win of the summer. And in search of points 14 and 15 to creep a little bit closer to those Bourne Braves, who Hyannis is looking up at in 4th place in the West Division. Vernon set the pitch. Servideo on the ground, through into right field, a base hit. That's going to tie the ball game. Ian Fair crosses the plate, no problem. Anthony Servideo picks up RBI number 2 of the summer, and it's a big one. 3-3 here in the 7th.
Ellie worked patiently there, got an off speed from Vernon, sat back, kept his hands back, and just drove him through the zone, pulling one toward the right side and through the 3-4 hole. Anthony Servideo, a guy who, again, looking to really get it going this summer, and that base hit could not have come at a better time.
Well, Alex Terrell gave it a good effort down there at first. Laid out, but the ball just skipping under the outstretched glove as now Hackenberg steps in and takes a big hack at a fastball and comes up empty. It's 0-1. So Servideo doing the trick there for Hyannis. A run in each of the last 2 frames. 2 came in the 6th. And now the one to tie the ball game here in the 7th. Teams even across the board, 3 runs on 6 hits for both sides. Hackenberg tonight 0 for 2, trying to change the course for himself. Servideo takes off for second. Throw down is going to be just a bit late as Servideo slides in under the tag. So Servideo making his impact felt on the base paths as he scampers up to second. He's in scoring position for Hackenberg. Adam, a .237 hitter coming into the night, 2 home runs and 5 RBIs. Now a chance for 6 with 1 down. So Hyannis starting to break through against the right-hander Austin Vernon. Servideo, a rather large lead off a second. Now Vernon fires home. Fastball in the dirt, chested up by Rice, and he kept it in front of him nicely to keep Servideo put. 2 balls and a strike to count to Adam as he steps out and adjusts the gloves. On the top of the order, and Jordan Westberg resides on deck. And that is a big bat at the top of the order that Vernon does not want to have to face. Hackenberg waves the bat toward the right-hander a couple times as he stares down to Rice for a sign. Now he's got one. Brings the glove set at the chest, a couple of checks on Servideo. Now the 2-1, but he turns and looks Servideo back to the bag at second. So Vernon slowing his pace down considerably after Servideo swipes second. Just making sure the Ole Miss Rebel will stay put out there. He galloped out to a sizable lead. Now the 2-1. Hackenberg goes after a fastball and I believe he might have foul tipped that one back toward Rice, but nonetheless, it counts for a strike. That's all the same. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Adam rubs some dirt on the gloves and now gets some pine tar back on the gloves. 2-2 count with Vernon up on the hill, an imposing figure for sure. And you talk about Hyannis having some imposing figures with a couple of arms standing at 6'7" and 6'8", all the same as Vernon gets one off the glove, a grounder towards second. The second baseman Villar comes up with it and fires to first in time to get Hackenberg. That advances Servideo up to third base, so Hyannis 90 feet away from taking the lead with 2 down, and Jordan Westberg stepping in.
Yeah, well, Vernon getting a glove on it helped it slow it down, of course. Would have been close to see if Villar could get to the ball moving to his right. But now another mound meeting set to occur, and this one will end Vernon's night. So they're going to bring in a new arm to face Jordan Westberg.
Can't say we blame him here because Jordan Westberg 0 for 3 on the night, but a bat at the top of the lineup that certainly represents some trouble. So Austin Vernon exits the ballgame, a new arm coming on for the Anglers, and a tie ball game in the 7th. We'll have that for you on the other side of the break on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Jordan Westberg strides to the plate off the Chatham pitching change. It's the southpaw out of Vanderbilt, Hugh Fisher, into the game, making his third appearance in an Anglers uniform on 2019. His second out of the bullpen is an ERA of 12 flat in 3 innings pitched, struck out 6 and walked 2 and surrendered 7 hits as well. So Westberg stepping in an RBI spot with 2 down in the bottom of the 7th. Hyannis has already struck for 1 on the Anthony Servideo RBI single. And now it's Servideo looking to be brought home, courtesy of teammate Jordan Westberg at the dish. First pitch from Fisher, fastball outside. Now Westberg on the night has fanned 3 times, 1 in the first, 1 in the 4th, and once in the 6th. Westberg on the season hitting .333 in 6 plate appearances with a runner aboard in scoring position and 2 away. Trying to raise that average and pick up the second RBI in that spot as well. 1-0 from Fisher. Fastball chopper left side on the ground. Backhanded stop by the shortstop Ramirez. Fires across in time to get Westberg, and that retires the side. So Westberg 0 for 4 on the night, unable to bring home Anthony Servideo from third base, and we're deadlocked at 3 apiece here from McKeon Park. Top of the 8th coming up with Chatham back to the dish when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Chatham brings up 3, 4, and 5 in the order to the plate in the top of the 8th inning. It's the Florida Gator right-hander Nolan Crisp on the hill to start things off for Hyannis in the frame as he fires a first pitch fastball into Ben Ramirez, a called strike at the knees. It's 0-1. Nolan came on in relief of David Moore, who made his Cape Cod debut tonight when an inning and 2/3 of scoreless ball. As Crisp fires a breaking ball, swing and a miss from Ramirez. It's 0-2. And Chatham trying to pull ahead of YD in the Eastern Division standings. Those two squads tied at 32 points entering the night. As Crisp misses high with a fastball tipped off the glove of Hackenberg, it's 1-2. And for Nolan making his 8th appearance in a Harbor Hawk uniform since his arrival on Cape Cod. He's got a 1-2 count here against Ramirez, looking for a strikeout. A bouncer right side, picked by Fair behind the bag, but foul. And Nolan's worked 15 innings on his summer, walked 7, struck out 16, surrendered 17 base knocks. He has picked up a save, an ERA of 7.20. His last outing came on July the 9th against Falmouth as part of an 8-1 defeat. Went 3 innings, 2-run ball on 5 hits as Ramirez swings at the 1-2 and pops it up left side foul. That one will drift up and over the grandstands out of play. So for Nolan, it's been an up and down summer. In a pair of back-to-back appearances on June the 28th and the 30th against Harwich and Bourne, in which he went an inning in each contest, giving up no hits and no runs. That game against Bourne is where he picked up the save. Ramirez swings at a 1-2, bloops one in the air to shallow right field, coming on and sliding and making the grab, Rigsby Mosley. How about that for a fine play? Rigsby slides and takes one off the carpet and robs Ben Ramirez of a base hit to start the 8th inning. That'll transition things to Jamal O'Gwin. Rigsby flashing the leather on that last play to start off the 8th inning, providing Crisp with some help on the hill. And in steps a tough out in the starting left fielder for next weekend's All-Star game, Jamal O'Gwin. Swung on to the first pitch fastball and sent it back into the screen, 0-1. for O'Gwynn, been an absolute powerhouse at the plate for these Chatham Anglers in 2019 as he watches a high fastball 1-1. A .291 hitter on the summer. He's launched 3 home runs and picked up 17 RBIs. Rightfully earned himself a position in the starting lineup of the All-Star game next weekend. Cuts and misses through a fastball from Crisp. He's down 1-2. So Chatham looking to pull ahead in the hit column again in the 8th inning. As Crisp fires a 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Nolan picks up his 2nd strikeout of the evening. Fans O'Gwynn for the 2nd out of the 8th inning. That'll bring up Alex Terrell. And for these Anglers offensively, again, been a rocky up and down season, but they've maintained in first place thanks in large part to their pitching on the hill, which has been absolutely phenomenal as Chris misses downstairs with a breaking ball. It's 1-0. And across the board, Chatham sporadic in every offensive category. Terrell sends one in the air to shallow left center. Moving after it, Jordan over to his right a couple steps, makes the grab on the move, and that ends the inning. In the blink of an eye, the top of the 8th concludes. Hyannis back to the plate, trying to strike back for the lead on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Rigsby Mosley, Trevor Hoover, and Hunter Goodman to the plate as we move into the bottom of the 8th inning. Just past the 8 o'clock hour here on the elbow of Massachusetts and Cape Cod. Hugh Fisher back to the hill for the Chatham Anglers in this frame with Rigsby digging in from the left side. Rigsby is making his 4th plate appearance of the night. He's singled in his last one in the 6th inning. First pitch from Fisher, a breaking ball that runs outside. Rigsby made a nice sliding grab to take one off the carpet from Ben Ramirez to lead off the top half of the 8th inning, taking a base hit away from the Angler. Trying to return the favor with the piece of lumber he currently has waving over his left shoulder. Fisher's 1-0. Rigsby chops at a fastball and sends it down the right field line foul. Mosley on the season, a .232 hitter. 1 for 3 on his evening so far, trying to jumpstart the Hyannis offense to take the lead in the later frames at McKeon Park. Fisher, glove in front of the face, winds and fires a 1-1. Rigsby sends a fastball on the ground, past the diving glove of second baseman Villar into right center, a base hit. So Rigsby back-to-back base hits in as many plate appearances. He's aboard to start things off in the 8th inning. That'll bring up Trevor Hoover. This Hyannis offense showing some signs of life late. Trevor digs in. He's got a base hit. He's been aboard twice with a walk as well. That one tying Jamal O'Gwynn on the flip side, who currently sits on the bench, the DH tonight for Chatham. Watching on to see if his Chatham Anglers can shut down this Harbor Hawk lineup, who has come to life once again later on here in the ball game. Hyannis struck for 2 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th to tie it at 3 apiece. That's where we sit now. Lefty-lefty matchup, Hoover and Fisher. As a fastball runs up and high and tight on Hoover. It's 1-0. And Hugh Fisher, the southpaw out of Vanderbilt, stands at 6'5", 195. Made the jump up here to Cape Cod this summer from the NECBL last summer, where he hurled with the Newport Gulls. 1-0 to Trevor. Breaking ball, big, looping one in for a strike right down Broadway. The count evens. Fisher, no strangers to the bright lights here on Cape Cod. And 15 years old, pitched for Team USA in the 15U World Cup down in Mexico across the border. 1-1. Hopper cutting a miss through a breaking ball. He's down 1-2. Fisher pulling the string on him a couple times in this at bat. Got Hopper in a vulnerable spot with 2 strikes. Rigsby Mosley aboard at first base. Nobody down in the Hyannis half of the 8th. Hopper waves the bat toward the southpaw a couple times as he comes set. From the stretch, a 1-2. Breaking ball outside. Count evens again. So when Fisher was on the hill in his school season in 2019 for the Vanderbilt Commodores, the eventual College World Series national champions, Commodores benefited greatly, winning 16 of the 19 regular season games that he pitched in. So a very valuable asset as Hopper chops one foul off the back foot. He stumbles out of the box and will try and walk it off down the first baseline. So Fisher, a big arm out of the Commodore bullpen, really paying dividends and trying to provide the same fate for these Chatham anglers here on Cape Cod. Hopper still trying to shake out that right ankle down the first baseline. Chad Gassman making a slow stroll toward his left fielder just to ask him if he's all right. Trying to kick some dirt out of the cleats and stretch out the ankle area. He appears he's going to be okay. Still trying to walk it off. Rigsby Mosley down there at first base. Gassman returning back to his spot down the third baseline. It appears Hopper's going to try and tough it out. If I know anything about Trevor, it's that he's going to tough it out and stay in this ball game as long as possible. The Sun Devil takes a breath, now steps back into the box. He's got a 2-2 count. The runner aboard at first and nobody away. Fisher set, winds and fires. 2-2. Hopper checks his swing, appeal down to third, and he went around. That's strike 3. Hopper can't believe it. He drops the bat in disgust. Now we'll walk back to the dugout. First strikeout of the night for Hugh Fisher. That'll bring up the power threat, Hunter Goodman. The man responsible for getting Hyannis back in this ball game. Started things off with a 2 RBI double in the 6th inning that brought home Rigsby Mosley and Trevor Hopper. Both got on by way of a single and via a free pass. First pitch to him, fastball, runs outside, count 1-0. Now Hunter extending his Cape Cod League in RBIs, 26 as he stands now in the batter's box on the season. Ball just sounds different coming off his bat. The Memphis Tiger has done wonders in this Hyannis lineup. 1-0, fastball, catches the inside corner, count evens 1-1. So Hunter will be bringing that big bat, of course, as we've touched upon multiple times tonight, to the All-Star game in Orleans next Sunday, as well as the Home Run Derby competition. Wiggling the bat above his right shoulder, a 1-1, sends it on the ground, past the glove of Polkovich into left, a base hit. Up to second base, the runner Rigsby Mosley. Hunter Goodman finds another way aboard, this time with a single. He's got himself a 2-hit night. And that will give Jared DeSantolo a chance. DeSantolo trying to battle his way atop the leaderboard average-wise on Cape Cod. Came into the evening third in the race with Wyatt Young and Zach DeLoach of Falmouth. Of course, Wyatt Young, the ever-dangerous hitting second baseman, is a part of the YD Red Sox, who Hyannis saw on the 3rd and 4th of July as we flip the calendar month. Mosley stands at second, Goodman at first, and DeSantolo, the hitter at the plate, 0 for 3 on his evening. Pair of strikeouts and trying to change his fortunes here against the southpaw from Vanderbilt. First pitch, breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike 1. And for Jared on the evening, as things update here from McKeon Park, his average sits at 338, which entering the night would have slotted him down one spot into 4th place in the leaderboard for average. Time is called. DeSantolo 1 foot out of the box as he adjusts the gloves. Fisher off the back of the rubber and both runners back. Lights have been flicked on here at McKeon Park. Most of the crowd still remains in attendance. They've got a good ball game. Hyannis out hitting Chatham 8-6 on the scoreboard as it stands now. 0-1 to Jarrett. Breaking ball outside. Now pulls even, a ball and a strike. So Chatham struck for 1 in the first, 2 in the second. Hyannis, it took him a few frames to answer back off Colby Kubicek, was absolutely phenomenal in the start for Chatham tonight. He went 5 innings, but Hyannis striking back against the Chatham bullpen. DeSantolo watches a fastball below the knees, 2-1. 24 for 68 on the season for Jared. A home run and 4 RBIs to go with it. He's got a chance to pick up number 5 right here if we can find a gap. And a pretty sizable one between the center fielder Davis and the right fielder Hyannis out in the alley. But DeSantolo has hit off lefties especially well this season as a 2-1 comes in, slaps it foul to the left off the netting. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jared. And DeSantolo this season has not been as productive with runners in scoring position as he has been out of the leadoff spot. As a leadoff hitter in any given inning, he's hitting 518 plate appearances. But with runners in scoring position, just 222. Trying to come up clutch here for Hyannis in the 8th inning as he calls time and steps out. So this would be a big one for Hyannis if they can get it. It would give them points 14 and 15 on the season going into another meeting tomorrow with these anglers. Of course, they took a win against Orleans back on Friday. Swing and a miss. DeSantolo foul tips it into the glove of Garza on the 2-2 pitch. And the catcher able to hold on to it. DeSantolo strikes out for the 3rd time and the 2nd out of the inning. That'll bring up Ian Fair with 2 down. 2nd strikeout of the night, notched by Hugh Fisher. And the Northeastern Huskies set to dig in with 2 away and a runner in scoring position. 2 aboard, that is. Rigsby Mosley, the runner at 2nd. Goodman at 1st. So Ian Fair, an opportunity for RBI number 2, and it would give Hyannis the lead back here at home. Takes a look at a fastball in the inside corner. Fisher, painting the inside black nicely. Count 0-1. No action down the right field line for the Chatham bullpen. Same could be said down the left field line for Hyannis. Fair cuts and misses through an 0-1 fastball upstairs. 0-2 the count. Fisher really working back here in this at bat against Fair, trying to fan him and retire the side. Get his Chatham bats back to the plate in the top of the 9th. Fair set in the box. Fisher winds and fires an 0-2 on the ground to 2nd. Villar comes in a few steps, gathers it, fires to 1st. In time, inning over. So Fair can't come through with a runner in scoring position. Hyannis strands a pair in the inning. And this game stays deadlocked at 3 apiece. Top of the 9th coming up from McKeon Park on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Six, 7, and 8 due up in the Chatham order in the top of the 9th inning. We're deadlocked at 3 apiece here from McKeon Park, and Nolan Crisp back to the mound as Chad Gassman instills his trust in the Florida Gator right-hander. Hyannis trying to keep this game deadlocked into the bottom of the 9th at least to give Hyannis a chance to pick up their 7th win of 2019. But for now, it's Cade Cabanis digging in from the left side. First pitch from Crisp, breaking ball low and inside. Cabanis on his night, 1 for 3. Singled way back in the 2nd, came in to score on the Anthony Villar home run as he waves and misses through a fastball to even the count 1-1. There's some loose Really lackadaisical stretching going on in the Hyannis bullpen. Action is halted in the Chatham bullpen down the right field line. Hyannis waves the bat over his left shoulder, cuts and misses through a breaking ball. It's 1-2. Crisp has had some good bites of that breaking ball tonight. He's racked up 2 strikeouts so far in his outing. In position for a third with a 1-2 count here to the Chatham angler right fielder. 1-2 high fastball. Count levels at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Lyle, it's been an entertaining ball game throughout the night. Nolan Crisp on to try and keep this one tied at 3. Give Hyannis a shot at a walk-off again. Extra inning rules here on Cape Cod. A game cannot go past 10 innings. Hyannis sends one in the air to left field. Hover ranging over a couple steps. No problem to make the grab. And actually a defensive change out there left, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like there's been a couple. So Rigsby Mosley, who just made that catch, shifts over to left. Mitch McIntyre comes into the game playing right field. So McIntyre will hit and hover spot if we get back to that point. But guessing that has something to do with the foul ball off Hover's foot, which kind of took him a while to shake out.
So in steps Colin Hall as he takes a look at a breaking ball outside. It's 1-0. And Gassman took a look at Hover down the third baseline, and he opted to stay in the game. Crisp working quickly. 1-0 fastball missed outside. 2 balls, no strikes to count. But probably just precautionary measures to get Hover out of the game and get him some rest. Mosley shifts over to left. McIntyre in the game into right field. 2-0 from Crisp. Fastball catches the outside, black, 2-1. Hall tonight has reached base twice as well. Batting out of the 7th spot in the anglers order. Walked in the 2nd, singled in the 4th. 2-1 from Crisp. Liner into center field, a base hit. That's going to fall in front of Rowdy Jordan. So Colin Hall makes it a 2-base hit evening. He's aboard with 1 out here in the 9th inning for Saul Garza.
Well, Hall just squares that one up, taking it back where it came from, and he's had himself a really nice night. A couple of solid base hits, that stolen base. That one hit on a rope. And also walked back in his first plate appearance.
So Garza steps in with 1 on and 1 out in the Chatham 9th. And Garza's first plate appearance, lofted one to Rowdy Jordan in center field. And he steps in for the 2nd time, seeing Nolan Crisp. And now time is called as a pinch runner is going to be called upon out of the Chatham dugout. That looks like it's going to be number 47, Tyler Dones, into the game. So he'll take the place of Colin Hall, 90 feet down the first baseline at first base. Now Garza set to dig back in against Crisp, right arm dangling with the baseball in hand. Spinning a fire back to first, no tag applied from fair. In safely is Dones, getting his uniform dirty right away off the bench.
And Brendan, you talk about the extra innings. Let's not forget these two have been in an extra inning affair, and it came here at McKeon Park on opening night.
And Chatham ended up taking that game by a score of 5-4. First pitch to Garza, in for a strike on the outside part of the plate. So Chatham opting to work with some speed over at first base. Tyler Dones gives Garza a chance if he can find a gap. Another spin and a fire back to first. This time a bit high, but fair, no problem reaching up and snagging it. Dones back in safely, already back to his lead. So Anthony Villar, the big bat who launched the home run and picked up a pair of RBIs earlier in the game, is on deck. Crisp out of the stretch with an 0-1 count. Couple checks over the shoulder to first, now comes home. Fastball just outside. Hackenberg trying to give him a frame. Instead, the count 1-1. Some left-handed action now getting up and going in the Hyannis pen. Looks like it's Trevor DeLate loosening up down there. So we'll see how long Gassman opts to leave the Florida Gator in the game. A pause now is spinning a fire back again. Dones in safely this time again. Fair digging one out of the dirt to throw a bit low from Crisp. So the Gator slowing down his pace a little bit with Dones aboard at first. The pinch runner into the game possesses some speed. Trying to make sure and keep him honest over there at the bag. Crisp brings the glove set of the chest. Garza into his stance, a 1-1. Breaking ball outside. Hackenberg swipes it on the backhand. Crisp into a 2-1 count. Chatham trying to give the right-hander something to sweat about out there. Already a runner aboard at first, but 1 down in the inning. Hyannis trying to get back to the plate in the bottom of the ninth with this game still tied at the very least. The 2-1. Breaking ball, Garza swings, sends it into the alley, and that's going to fall in front of Jordan, a base hit. Jones is going to take a wide turnaround second. He slips and he'll pull up there. The throw comes back into Westberg, and it's going to be 2 on and 1 out for Anthony Villar.
Now, Garza looked like he got that one toward the label and toward the handle of the bat, but just muscles it out enough to left center field. Jordan not enough time to try to track that ball down, as now there's runners on first and second, and Chatham threatening in the top of the ninth inning as, like you said, Trevor DeLake getting loose down in the bullpen. We'll see how long they opt to stay with Crisp, as he's, of course, still one pitch away, but he's really going to have to battle down here.
The Hackenberger trotted out to the mound to have a quick word with the right-hander. Chad Gassman had strolled out of the dugout behind the netting that protects the Hyannis dugout, having a quick conversation with Ray Korn. And what you'd have to believe is about how long the leash is for Nolan Crisp on the hill with Trevor DeLate loosening up. DeLate picked up his first save a couple of nights ago in Orleans. And now Ray Korn emerges from the dugout, making a stroll out to the mound to have a conversation with Crisp. Hackenberg loses the mask. He'll head out as well. So in the late stages of this ball game, a lot to think about, Lyle, definitely, with DeLate still loosening up. He takes a pause with Korn on his way out to the hill.
Well, there's no question about it. One, it's for Crisp, if he stays in the game, keeping the ball low and really making his pitches, because they can't afford another base hit. It would likely score a run. In terms of Ray Korn on the mound and what him and Gassman's plan will be, Anthony Villar is a lefty. Trevor DeLate, obviously a southpaw warming in the bullpen. So that's one matchup. Caden Polkovich is a switch hitter. So he'll go whatever side, obviously opposite the pitcher is on the mound. But then after Polkovich, two more lefties come into the plate. So DeLate closed that game out in Orleans the other night for the 2-0 victory. And with a guy that's set to face potentially a lot of lefties, it might make some sense, although they're going to opt to stay with Crisp for now.
So Anthony Villar steps into the left-handed batter's box. Korn back to the dugout. Crisp still on the hill, fires the first pitch. It's a fastball right down central for a strike, 0-1. So it's Tyler Dones, the pinch runner at second. Saul Garza, who just picked up a single at first. Villar looking to make it a 2-hit night out of the 9-hole in the Chatham lineup. Crisp a look at second. Double takes. Now comes home with an 0-1. Breaking ball foul tipped off the glove of Hackenberg, strike 2. So since that home run that came back in the second inning, Villar picked up 2 RBIs on that. It's been a pair of flyouts, one to center and one to left. Nolan Crisp trying to make sure that he makes it 0 for 3. Out of the stretch. Hackenberg into the crouch, an 0-2. Slap foul straight back off the screen. Count holds. We'll do it again. So late game situations for Hyannis, trying to keep this game tied and look for a walk-off, and that would be win number 7 if Hyannis can pull that off. For Chatham, they came in at 15-11-2, looking for win 16, and trying to put the heat on the YD Red Sox at the top of the East Division. Crisp a leg kick and a look back to second. Dones is in safely, not being held on by Westberg or Cervidio. Crisp working from the right side of the rubber. He's got an 0-2 count against Villar. A look to second, comes home again. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Villar goes down for a big second out here in the top of the 9th inning. But a tough out coming up in Caden Polkovich, and we'll see what Gassman elects to do. Trevor DeLate has paused action down the left field line. Gassman has not made any indication he's going to be on his way out to the mound, and he's going to leave Crisp in the ballgame. 2 runners aboard, 1 in scoring position with 2 away for Polkovich. He's already reached base twice, a single and a walk tonight. First pitch from Nolan, fastball low and outside.
Well, Brennan, today now might be a good time to give a little bit of a scoreboard update around the league. All 5 games still going on, but for Hyannis, none looming larger than out at Doran Park. Get to it up 3-0 on Bourne. So both those games pretty close, and Hyannis potentially a chance to make up some ground if they can get themselves out of this one.
So Hyannis is going to need a little bit of luck, courtesy of the Bourne Braves. 1-0 from Crisp on the way. Breaking ball outside. Count moves to 2-0 in favor of Polkovich. Hyannis will still have a couple of matchups at Doran Park with Bourne later on in the summer. One coming on the 24th of July and the 25th on back-to-back evenings. And those two games will no doubt mean a lot for the Western Division playoff race. But for now, it's a 2-0 count to Polkovich. Chris gives a look to second, now comes home. Polkovich swings, pops it up left side. DeSantolo ranging over toward the wall, still going, slides. And did he make the catch? No. It's out of the glove. DeSantolo gave a slide onto the gravel and foul ground, but couldn't reel it in. DeSantolo coming within inches of making a spectacular play by the Hyannis dugout. But it's Caden Polkovich breathing a sigh of relief with some new life at the plate in a 2-1 count.
And a really good effort. Slid at the last second, but the ball just kind of missed the plain line of the glove. It hit off his chest, and he tried to football catch it like a punt return. Just couldn't quite corral it.
So 2-1 with Doan still at second and Garza still aboard at first. Florida Gator trying to wiggle his way out of the top of the ninth. The 2-1. Polkovich swings, sends it in the air down the right field line. That's going to fall in front and one hop the wall. McIntyre over to get it. Jones is in to score. Garza pulls up around third. He'll put the brakes on there, but it's an RBI double, and Chatham takes a 4-3 lead. Caden Polkovich comes through in the clutch. He picks up RBI number 20 of his summer, and Chatham snags the lead on the road at McKeon Park 4-3, and that will be it for Nolan Crisp. Gassman on his way out to the hill to take the ball from the Gator. It'll be Trevor DeLay coming in, but Chatham has provided the damage here in the ninth. They strike for one. That'll be it for Nolan Crisp. Pitching change on the other side at the break here from McKeon Park on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Chad Gassman turns to the left-hander for Maine out of the bullpen in relief of Nolan Crisp, but perhaps one batter too late as Caden Polkovich does the damage and gives Chatham a 4-3 lead back with an RBI double. It brought home Tyler Dones. Another pinch hitter into the game for Chatham. This will be number 3, Jorge Arenas, stepping in. Batting from the right side in favor of Cooper Davis with a couple runners in scoring position and 2 outs. DeLay fires a fastball that missed high and wide, 1-0. So Polkovich picked up an RBI last night in the 1-1 tie against the Windy Red Sox, but perhaps none bigger than the one right here at McKeon Park. Fastball inside, dusting Arenas back off the plate a bit. Count moves to 2 balls and no strikes. And for DeLate on the hill, he's making his 3rd appearance in a Hyannis uniform on 2019. He had a rough start in his debut on July the 7th at Wareham, but bounced back nicely, picking up a save 4 days later at Orleans. There was a spotless performance. He went an inning without allowing a hit. Snap throw back to third from Hackenberg. He gets down the left field line and past to Santolo. getting to his feet and scampering home is Saul Garza. Right behind him to score a second run, Caden Polkovich. So Adam Hackenberg gives away a free couple of runs, and it's 6-3 Chatham. That's the third time that Hackenberg has done something like that this season, and it cost Hyannis greatly this time.
Well, I tried to be aggressive on a back pick. Fired down to DeSantillo at third, but it missed wide, trickled into left, and 2-run score as a result.
So that erases both runners off the base paths. They come in to score, swing and a foul back from Hyannis. It's 3-1. So that miscue from Hackenberg looming large in this ball game, and it stretches the Chatham lead to 3 in the ninth. And that really is going to put the heat on Hyannis when they return back to the plate in the bottom of the inning. Delate's 3-1. Fastball, Hyannis goes after it, pops it up right side again, out of play. The count feels 3-2 with 2 down. Base is empty. So Tom Holliday opted to go with Hyannis. Perhaps the better bat over Cooper Davis tonight speaking, but Hyannis not even having to lift the bat off his shoulder to bring in a couple of runs. 3-2 from Delate. Swinging a foul back off the screen. Count holds. So the first error of the ball game for either side, a costly one. Adam Hackenberg trying to backpick the runner Tyler Dones down at third base. Couldn't pull it off. DeSantillo tried to save it with the body, but it got past him down the left field line. Delate fires a 3-2. Fastball outside, and he walks him. So Hyannis down to first base, and that extends the top of the ninth inning. That will bring up Ben Ramirez.
Well, Delate started to fight back from that 3-0 count. He got Hyannis to foul off a couple. He was going green light on 3-0, which he fouled away. But that one just missing too high and away as Hyannis draws the 2-out walk.
So Ben Ramirez steps in for the 5th time. A 1-for-4 night to this point as he swings at the first pitch and bloops one into center. Jordan coming on, but he'll let it fall in front of him. It's a base hit. Hyannis pulling up at second base, and it's still 2 runners aboard for Jamal O'Gwyn with 2 down in the ninth.
Well, Ramirez right there picks up his 2nd hit of the night. That one just off the end of the bat as he flares it into center, and it dropped too far in front of Rowdy Jordan. So Delate has now worked himself into a little bit of extra trouble. We'll see if he can minimize it with O'Gwyn at the plate.
And O'Gwyn has been kept quiet for most of the night, but his teammates have picked him up in a big way. 6-3 to score as O'Gwyn cuts and misses through a low fastball. It's 0-1. So the Hyannis bullpen, once again, maybe through no fault of their own. Hackenberg with the error down the third base line, but Chatham taking the lead late here at McKeon Park on the road. As an 0-1 from Delate comes in, chopper foul straight back and off to the left. And Delate came into his 3rd appearance of the season. He had tossed just 3 innings, struck out 3, didn't walk anybody, and given up 10 hits and an ERA of 21. But again, the small sample size not really doing that much justice. He's got Jamal O'Gwyn in an 0-2 count. He comes home. Runners take off. Low in the dirt. Hackenberg picks it up out of the dirt, decides not to fire to either bag. So both runners into scoring position. Hyannis up to 3rd. Ramirez up to 2nd. And O'Gwyn's got a chance for an RBI with 2 down. So Delate just trying to work out of this 9th inning. A lot of damage coming from these angles with 2 down. There's a 1-2, swing and a miss. Tag applied by Hackenberg to the back of O'Gwyn. And that will do it for the Chatham top of the 9th. But the damage most certainly has been done. A 3-spot put up by Chatham in the top of the inning. Hyannis with their last cuts when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Bottom third of the Hyannis order to the plate in the bottom of the ninth for their last cuts against the southpaw Hugh Fisher. Back for his third inning of relief out of the Chatham bullpen, trying to shut down the 16th win of the season for Chatham. Hyannis with some work to do, trailing by 3. Rowdy Jordan stepping in for his 4th plate appearance of the night. 1 for 3 to this point, trying to start things off on the right foot for the Harbor Hawks. Fisher into his windup, fires the first pitch. It's a breaking ball low and away. Anthony Servideo and Adam Hackenberg to follow in the inning. Barring any pinch hitters, Bryce Teodosio was on the bench. He hasn't made an appearance tonight. 1-0. Jordan swings, fouls it straight back off the screen. Took a big cut at an inside fastball. Got it off the handle of the bat as he steps out and adjusts the gloves. The count 1-1. So Hyannis once again surrendering a tie ball game in the 9th inning. There's been a lot of close games down the stretch that Hyannis just hasn't found a way to pull out. It's a breaking ball missed outside. 2-1 to Jordan. Hyannis had been known the past couple of games to strand a lot of runners on base. Tonight, not really the case. Just 6 to this point as we enter the bottom of the 9th inning. 2-1 from Fisher. Jordan swings again, sends it straight back. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Lyle, this offense that had been so potent through the last week and a half or so has just fallen flat the past couple of games. It was enough in Orleans and a 2-0 win on the back of a splendid performance by the pitching staff. But tonight, the Chatham Anglers up 6-3 as we enter play in the 9th. The 2-2 to Jordan. Fastball inside. Count swells full.
Yeah, and then as you look at the last 3 games, at least coming into tonight, Hyannis as a team had only scored 5 runs total. If you look at the 3 games before that, they'd scored 29. And if you look at the 6 games before the 5 runs in the 3 total, they'd scored 4 in each of those.
The 3-2 to Jordan downstairs, and Fisher loses him with a leadoff walk. So Hyannis at least starting off this 9th inning on the right foot. That sets the table for Anthony Servideo. So he'll step in for the 4th time tonight. He singled and poked home an RBI in the 7th inning. Trying to pick up another base hit and keep this train rolling for Hyannis in the 9th.
Well, Rowdy got off to a good start with a leadoff walk. It's got to start somewhere, of course, but for Hyannis, again, to finish off what we were talking about, offense has been a little bit up and down over the last couple of games, but looking to put together and come from behind rally in the 9th.
It's a long way back, but Lyle, you're right. Got to start somewhere. Jordan, a short lead off of first. Fisher comes home. First pitch to Servideo, backs him up out of the box. It's 1-0. So Adam Hackenberg is in the on-deck circle, loosening up. No pinch hitter off the bench just yet for Chad Gassman. Of course, after Hackenberg, it would be Jordan Westberg. Lefty-lefty matchup, a 1-0 to Servideo. Fastball high and tight, 2 balls, no strikes. No action for Chatham down the right field line. It looks like they're going to try and ride out Fisher till the end of this one. Crowd starting to thin out here at McKeon Park. A 6-3 Anglers lead. Servideo bat above the left shoulder as Fisher steers him down, comes home with a 2-0. Fastball belt level, a called strike. It's 2-1. And Katuitt has now taken a 5-0 lead out at Doran Park on top of the Bourne Braves. So at the very least, if Hyannis does not come back and win this game, the point differential will at least stay the same. So that, of course, is a good sign, but Hyannis obviously would like to try and claw back and pull out a victory here at home. Fisher comes home with a 2-1. Fastball inside, 3-1.
And Fisher struggling to locate with command right now. Now there's some light action starting to get loose in the Chatham bullpen, but the good news for Hyannis is Chatham closer Dawson Merriman, unavailable tonight after throwing 2 innings at YD yesterday.
So Fisher in a tough spot on a 3-1 pitch. Servideo swings and pops it up left side out of play. Count will move to 3-2. Second straight batter that the count has reached. Jordan aboard at first, true leadoff walk. Servideo has put himself in a spot where he's 1 pitch away from that same fate here in the 9th. Adam Hackenberg will be next. Chad Gassman throwing some signs across the diamond to Rowdy Jordan as Fisher comes set. A payoff delivery. Servideo slaps one foul left side past the Hyannis dugout. Tense moments here at McKeon Park. Hyannis trying to work their way back here in the ninth. They've got a long way to go. They've got to get at least 3 to try and send this one to extras. They started it off on the right foot with Jordan reaching. Servideo trying to do the same. Count full with 3-2 with Fisher on the hill. Winds and fires inside, and he walked him. Back-to-back walks to start the ninth inning, and perhaps Hyannis has something going with Adam Hackenberg making his way up to the plate.
Again, signs pointing well to Hyannis right now. Fisher again struggling with command. Dawson Merriman not available to come into the game tonight. So even if they opt to go away from Fisher, it's going to have to be somebody else for Chatham to get it done. Their best bullpen arm unavailable, and right now they're one batter away from flipping things back to the top.
So now a meeting on the mound for Fisher, probably just to try and settle him down and give that right-handed arm down the right field line some time to loosen up. So Hackenberg will be the hitter when action resumes. It's a couple runners aboard, Jordan and Servideo, both by way of a walk. And Fisher, in his 3 innings pitched so far, he has made just 2 appearances coming into tonight, but he had only walked 2. So he's now doubled his total in the 2019 summer with Hackenberg coming to the dish. He's got a runner in scoring position right now. But Hackenberg this season in that spot, a 222 average.
And there's nothing he'd love more right now than to uptick that average with runners in scoring position and also make up for the defensive miscue back in the top of the ninth, because Hackenberg currently represents the tying run. He's obviously got some power. On the season, 2 long balls, 5 runs batted in.
So now meeting concludes. Hackenberg steps in, taps the plate a couple times as Fisher toes the rubber from the third base side. It's 2 on, nobody down in the Hyannis half of the ninth. These Harbor Hawks just trying to take it one step at a time to try and work their way back against the Chatham Anglers. Fisher winds and fires. First pitch, fastball outside, 1-0. Chatham fans in attendance not exactly happy, voicing their concerns to home plate umpire Jeff Marzell. Just off the outside corner, count 1-0 to Hackenberg. Fisher winds and fires, fastball low. 2 balls and no strikes, really struggling with the location here in the ninth inning. And now Hyannis dugout starting to get a little bit antsy. Everybody up on the railing. Same could be said for Chatham across the diamond. Late inning drama here at McKeon Park. A 2-0 count to Hackenberg. Fisher sets, comes home. Just a get me over pitch. Picks up the outside corner. The count moves to 2-1.
And that's the right move from Hackenberg, too. With Fisher struggling with command, make him throw you 1 strike and then get to business.
So now Hackenberg's going to call time. He was walking down to meet Chad Gassman about halfway in between third and home plate. Gassman talking some things over with his backstop. Hackenberg batting out of the number 9 hole tonight. He's over 3 to this point. But Lyle, as he mentioned, he would love nothing more than to uptick that 222 average with men in scoring position. He's picked up 4 RBIs in that spot as well and 9 at bats. Now has launched a home run. It's been a couple of ground outs and back-to-back plate appearances for Adam as he steps back in with a 2-1 count. Hyannis making Fisher sweat a bit on the mound here in the ninth inning. The 2-1. Fastball, big cut and a miss from Hackenberg, 2-2. That one was center cut. Hackenberg was trying to square it up and tie this ball game with 1 swing. Came up empty and finds himself in a 2-2 count. Hyannis has put up 3 runs on 8 hits to this point. Chatham 6 on 10 hits. Hyannis trying to take it 1 step at a time and inch a bit closer against the southpaw from Vanderbilt. Hackenberg swings at a 2-2 and golfs it down the right field line out of play. Adam doing what he can to stay alive. Fisher trying to go down and out of the zone. Hackenberg offered, but able to get a piece. Gotta love late inning drama, Lyle, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. There's nothing more thrilling in the game of baseball, especially when it's 9th inning drama.
As it stands right now, 2 aboard. A 2-2 count to the catcher Hackenberg, and it's been a long at bat. Fisher atop the hill, the 2-2 comes home. Hackenberg swings, sends it in the air toward right center. Moving after it, Cabanis sees toward the track. He'll make the grab. Tagging and scampering up to third, Jordan. The throw coming in, sliding in safely, Jordan, as the throw is late. Holding at first base, the runner Anthony Servideo, but Jordan 90 feet away from making it a 2-run ball game. So Hackenberg flies out to right, but a productive out moving a runner-up, and that'll bring up Jordan Westberg. And who better in a situation like this?
Absolutely. And Westberg, a guy who's now 0 for his last 14. And again, expected regression, but not to say he's never going to pick up another hit again, because he is. This guy can flat out hit and hit a lot. We saw it the first 20 at-bats of the season for him, and now he's got himself in a big situation.
And you got to figure he's due for a breakout soon. 0 for his last 14, as Lyle, you just mentioned. 0 for 4 tonight with a trio of strikeouts. First fastball down, 1-0. So the Vanderbilt southpaw has really struggled with some location here in the ninth inning, but trying to battle through it. He's got one out on the board. Men on the corners for Hyannis here in the ninth inning. The southpaw stares down Westberg, comes home with a 1-0. Fastball in the dirt again. Count moves to 2-0. Garza pops up behind the plate, fires it back to the left-hander on the hill as Westberg steps out and kicks some dirt out of the cleats. There is some right-handed action in the Hyannis bullpen just in case. Westberg at the plate, 3 home runs and 8 RBIs on the season. Fisher set, comes home. High fastball, but a called strike at the top of the zone just under the letters on the jersey of Westberg. It's 2-1. That one a bit high. Westberg flinching the elbows back up over the head out of the way, but a called strike. 2 balls and 2-1 the count. Mississippi State Bulldog trying to come through in the clutch as the 2-1 comes in. Fastball fouled back over the press box, slightly to the right, out of play. So it's Rowdy Jordan aboard at third. Anthony Servideo across the diamond at first. Westberg at the plate as Jeff Merzell will fill up the pockets with some new baseballs. Double play is in order. Ramirez and Villar shaded a bit toward the second base bag. Westberg trying to prolong this ball game for the time being, and at least pick up RBI number 9 on the season and bring home Rowdy Jordan to make it a 6-4 ball game. Fisher comes set, now a 2-2. Westberg swings, a ground ball to second. Villar to Ramirez for 1, back to first, and that's the ball game. Westberg grounds into a 4-6-3 double play to end it, and Chatham hangs on to pick up points 33 and 34 of their summer. They win it by a final of 6-3 here at McKeon Park. It was an entertaining game, back and forth the whole way, but Hyannis just surrendering the time ball game late and not able to bring it back with the offense in the ninth.
Yeah, and they put together the rally, but the problem is they dug themselves into the hole in the top of the ninth to begin with. A 3-spot put on by the Anglers to grab that 3-run lead. Hyannis was down 3-0. They came back like we've seen so many times this season when they erased deficits, or at least cut it close. But they just couldn't quite hold on and capitalize at the end. Westberg at the plate with 2 on. He had a chance, but just not to be tonight.
Anthony Villar for Chatham out of the number 9 spot brought home a pair of RBIs in the second that really put Chatham out to a 3-0 lead and put Hyannis in a hole, but they bounced back. Hyannis rallied a 2 RBI double from Hunter Goodman and an RBI single from Servideo, got them right back into the ballgame. But eventually in the ninth inning, the wheels came off for Hyannis as Chatham struck for 3 and took a 6-3 lead that wound up going final. The final lines for each team. For the victors, the Chatham Anglers, 6 runs on 10 hits and no errors in the ballgame. For Hyannis, who drops to 6-20-1 on the season, 3 runs on 8 hits and 1 error. Well, Lyle, looking forward to tomorrow. It's another matchup with these Anglers, this time on the road out at Veterans Field in Chatham. What's going to be the key for tomorrow?
Well, I think it's to get out to a lead and do so early. That's going to be what's the big key for Hyannis. Because, again, when the offense was really thriving, they were finding ways to score runs and score them in bunches. You look at that doubleheader against Bornau a week ago, and they got themselves out to early leads, and they found ways to capitalize on it. So that's a big key for them. The offense can get it going and get it going early and not necessarily always have to play from behind so much. That puts them in obviously a much better shape. So we'll see what tomorrow holds in store. The offense, of course, it feels due to break out at any time, and we'll see if they can put it together at Veterans Field.
Well, that remains to be seen. These two squads will match up in Chatham tomorrow night. First pitch is set for 7 p.m. Join us then. But for now, for Lyle Goldstein, I'm Brendan Howe. We'll talk to you tomorrow from Veterans Field.